Wayne Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right-hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Burscough, sunny Burscough. Well, the rain stopped briefly, but it's incredibly the game on here, and we are absolutely delighted that it's one of the few games that's managed to avoid postponement this afternoon in this area of the country, with Guiseley hoping to get through this FA Trophy first round against a very tough opponent this afternoon in Burscough. They haven't been beaten since October, and then it was in the FA Cup to Harrogate Town. A few changes for the Lions today as we line up in our first FA Trophy match of the season. We'll be running through those later on this afternoon, hoping that the Lions can do a little bit better than the last time we came over this side of the country in an FA Trophy tie at Skelmersdale. That was a signpost that we saw on the way across that gave us some very bad memories. Here on Guiseley AFC Radio, we'll be through giving you live match commentary.
Brooksby now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the base of goal.
Yes, and welcome back here to Guiseley AFC Radio. We're looking forward to a very exciting FA Trophy tie, or FA Trophy tie, at least anything really, because the football is on here, and that's the main result that we've been hoping for all the way across on the roads. The roads are absolutely soaking, floods everywhere you looked, but somehow, incredibly, this surface here is perfectly playable this afternoon. I'm Colin Robertson. Alongside me, Dave Kendra. Dave, incredible, isn't it, that this game's actually going to be on?
Well, it's Burscough's miracle pitch, isn't it? This must be the only patch of grass in Lancashire at the moment that isn't 6 inches underwater. It's extraordinary. The saying the drainage here is just brilliant. It's sand-based. It's just got rid of all the water. There is still quite a lot of standing water around the edges of the pitch, but we were having a quick chat with Mark Bauer earlier, and he was saying actually it's moving pretty well on the pitch, and it's perfectly playable.
Yeah, a little bit bobbly in places, but really the surface is absolutely excellent compared to what you might expect for such rainy conditions. Last week, of course, we had a local derby, A.F.C. Halifax Town. We managed to get the point there. Chris Bell spoke to Mark Bauer after the game on Saturday.
I'm joined by Guiseley boss Mark Bauer after the 1-1 draw at the Shea. Mark, first things first, can you try and sum up the performance and the result for me?
Disappointed with the result in the end. When you're winning going into the last 10 minutes, you always hope you can hold out and get the 3 points. I thought for an hour we were good, sort of controlled the game, thought we dominated for large spells and created some good chances. I think the conditions really played their part in it as well. I thought it was easier for both teams to play into the wind. It was so strong going down the pitch that any ball forward you played when you were playing with the wind was just running out of play, so made it difficult for us when we're trying to hold on later on. Probably should have got hold of the ball better and made better decisions when they put us under a bit of pressure. But pleased with an hour of the performance. And obviously, we've restricted them to 1 goal from a free kick that was hit Lockie on the shoulder, given on ball, and a deflection that's flown in the top corner, so it's not really gone for us there. So yeah, disappointing. I thought we'd done enough to hold out and get the win, but against we've seen the last couple of results they've had and the way they've been scoring a lot of goals, it's not the worst point in the world.
The first half in particular seemed to be a much more open and end-to-end game. There was the woodwork hit for us, against us, and of course Dudley had a great chance. It just seemed to be a better game perhaps in the first half. The second half,
I think the conditions got a bit worse as the game went on, and that certainly contributed, because not been involved in a game with conditions as windy as this for a long time. But we had both teams had to try and get it down and play on the ground as much as possible, because if you stuck it in the air, the wind would take over, and like you say, you see balls flying out or not getting where they were meant to be. But yeah, it wasn't up again. I thought we were by far the better team for an hour. maybe once we went 1-0 up, we had a couple of balls in good areas where we could have picked a better pass and maybe put the game to bed. And then, like I say, really disappointed with the decision for the free kick. It's hit Lockie on the shoulder. Thought there was a foul in the lead up just before that on Danny Lowe. And then, a little bit cruel with another deflection against these that goes in against us.
When you can see free kicks in that kind of area, we know what Sam Wilkins did. He did it against us in the cup as well.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, the free kick that they got last time, I didn't think it was a free kick at the time. Having watched it back, boys, he clearly played the ball. And that one today, just spoke to Lockie, didn't see a handball at the time, and Lockie said it's just hit him on the shoulder, not the arm. But he's given a free kick, and unfortunately, I think Drenchy has it covered, and it just takes a little deflection, which takes it away from him, and 3 points becomes 1.
So going forward, FA Trophy next week away at either Marine or Burscough.
Yeah.
How do we adapt to going to somewhere that's, let's be honest, completely different to the surroundings we've got here at the Shay?
It's a bit similar to a sort of Conference North game, and a lot of our lads that know all about that level of football and what it'll take to go there and get a result. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing yet. They'll play Tuesday night, so we'll go and watch the game. And see what we're up against. Two sides that I think they've got a bit of tradition in this competition as well. But we should go, and we'll be the favourites to win, and we've got to take that pressure and deal with it properly, and deal with the conditions, deal with the opposition. You see week in, week out, or in cup competitions, teams from higher leagues going out to teams from lower leagues, and it'll happen next week. We've just got to make sure that it's not us.
How much of a nice change is it to have a trophy game, and how important to you and to the club is the FA Trophy?
Very important. We want to go a long way. You only have to look last season. North Ferriby won the thing, got to Wembley, and what a fantastic achievement that was. So for a team like ourselves, we've played well over half our league fixtures now. There's no problem with fixture congestion or anything like that. It's a real opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 changes. There won't be wholesale changes, but we may have to approach it slightly differently, because trying to play through the middle of the park wherever we might be playing might not be the best way to go. I want to go as far as we possibly can. There's no reason why not. I think last season might have done us a favour, being out of the competition early on, with the promotion run and the injuries that we had. But this season, I certainly see it as something that we want to be progressing and going a long way in.
Well, that was Mark Bauer speaking to Chris Bell after last Saturday's game against the Shaman. And a funny sort of fixture, wasn't it, last week? We were hoping for the 3 points, especially after taking the lead early in the second half, early in that second half. But to come away only with the draw, it felt a bit like a disappointment. Just Dave. I can't keep Dave focused on me because he's negotiating about doing chip advisor with Cy Wintle at the moment. But last Saturday, 1 each. It felt more like it was a disappointment, wasn't it, in the end? Despite it being a decent draw against Halifax, who were getting back into good form.
We could have been 2 or 3 up at half time in that game. We hit the post a couple of times, hit the bar during that game. We probably should have gone on and won that game. So it was disappointing, especially to such a controversial free kick decision. Looking at the replay, it wasn't. Was it? It wasn't a free kick. He's gone to try and block the ball, and it's ricocheted off him. The referee's given us a handball. It's nonsense, really. But
yeah, he's got it wrong, hasn't he? Simple as that.
He's got it wrong. But you also have to look at it and go, well, we should have put that game to bed well before then. Well before 10 minutes to go. You could argue, Boise's had a couple of chances. Hatfield's just got Dudley's missed an absolute sitter in that first half, and that proves crucial. In this, it's those little moments that turn important games like tight, closely fought derby games.
Yeah, but they also had their chances too, didn't they? And they hit the woodwork on a couple of occasions. They could have scored, even though the goal and the way it came about was obviously highly contentious and it wasn't a free kick. They deserved, probably on the balance of the play, the point. On
the balance of the second half, they've obviously gone in at half time and got a rollicking off the manager, and they've come out a lot more organised, a lot more productive going forward. And yeah, they created quite a few chances, and will feel that they've earned that point. And it's fair enough to say they did earn that point. And as you say, across the 90 minutes, a draw was probably a fair result, but frustrating nonetheless that we couldn't have put that to bed in plenty of time.
Well, Tom Feeney spoke to recent signing Adam Smith after the game against FC Halifax, and here's what he had to say.
Tom Feeney with Adam Smith after the 1-1 draw for Guiseley here at FC Halifax Town. Adam, what did you make of it in the end?
It was a typical local derby. I thought it was tight. It was started off fast and furious, and Guiseley and Halifax, I think it's not too far away from this. It's always a good game, and it was a good contest. It was nice. I think it was a fair result in the end. I think we had spells and Halifax had spells, and 1-1 were fair in the end.
And the atmosphere really good, and obviously you got a good applause from both sets of fans.
Yeah, it's nice to come back, and I feel like this is in some respects a home for me. It's I had a wonderful spell here, obviously some successful years of just missing out on promotion the first year and just missing out on the playoffs the second, and it was nice to come back, and it's nice to see the fans and some familiar faces, and I'll always have a special place for Halifax in my heart.
And obviously at Guiseley it keeps a little run going. You got a good win last week and now get a draw here as well.
Yeah, certainly. I think we're going to we haven't got a league game next week, so to go into a free week next week with that league fixture, it's always nice to go to get a point out of it, a difficult game, and 2 games, 4 points, and everyone's happy.
And just how much you enjoying your current spell at Guiseley?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing. It's a great bunch of lads. There was familiar faces at Guiseley with Tully, Danny Lowe, and Will Hatfield. So it's nice to see them as well. It's like coming back to a Halifax reunion, if you like, but in a different shirt. Yeah.
And you're here until the start of January. Can you see that being extended, or are you just going to wait and see?
Yeah, we're going to wait and see. I'm enjoying my time. I'm enjoying playing. The management have been fantastic with me, Bowser and Bosch, and it's been good. So we'll have to wait and see what develops over the next couple of weeks.
And it's the FA Trophy next, and as you said, a free weekend in terms of the league, but keep the run going if you can get the win.
Yeah, certainly. Every game you want to go into, you want to come out victorious if possible. So we'll have to see next week what next week brings.
Well, welcome here to Victoria Park in Burscough for the FA Trophy first round between Burscough and Guiseley. A tough game for the Lions ahead. The two sides lining up now, ready to get underway. Burscough line-up: Calvin Hare in goal, Joe Camozzi, Phil Quirk, Anthony Brown, Nick Ryan, Paul Williams the captain, Michael Monaghan, Billy Smart, Will Jones, Carl Noon and John Connolly. And for the Lions, a change in goal with Dan Atkinson taking the place of Stephen Drench for the cup game. Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood the captain, Jake Lawler, Adam Boyce, Tom Craddock, Gavin Rothery, Will Hatfield, Adam Smith and Oliver Norburn. The referee today, Mr. Wayne Barrett, who's just going through his final checks and indeed gets us underway with Guiseley playing in all yellow kit, shooting from left to right as we watch this game in the main stand. It looks like the rain's actually stopped here. Burscough in all green.
Dare I say, even clearing up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. It's been torrential today, and lots of games have been called off, but somehow Burscough's miracle pitch, as dubbed by Dave Kendra here, has survived, and we're underway. And Phil Quirk's on the ball, the left back plays it down the left channel, and the home side hold possession up with Noon, Carl Noon. Takes a deflection off a Guiseley player and out for a throw for Burscough on this left flank. Played in field, finds Monaghan. Takes the return pass and is looking to spray it out to the right-hand side where the right-back Joe Camozzi has come forward and played it into the area. Billy Smart plays the ball back to Camozzi, who crosses towards the back post, and it's behind for a goal kick.
You can already see in the early stages of this game and the way the ball's running across the pitch, it's not running smoothly. There's quite a lot of bobble on that pitch still, and You wonder as the 90 minutes goes on, it's already a wet surface, how much that's going to break down and really play a part in today's game.
Don't forget, if you were listening in, want to tweet us, we take our tweets at Guiseley Radio. So, at Guiseley Radio. And if you tweet us, we might read it out, as long as it's clean, which most of them aren't. The ball's been won now by Danny Lowe on the left-hand side of the defence, playing it down the left channel, and there's a bit of a run on here for Adam Boyce. He's got a lot of work to keep it in play. He turns it infield back towards the goalkeeper. And Calvin Hare gets his first touch on the ball. 2 minutes gone, 0-0. And the goalkeeper lofts the ball forward up towards the centre circle. Seems to catch in the wind. And Bounces down favourably, actually, for the home side, who win a free kick too. And Guiseley will now have to get into defensive shape. Paul Williams, the captain, stands over this one, just on the edge of the centre circle. Central. And there's about 5-6 green shirts lining up on the edge of the D. It's played short and on the ground, low and on the ground rather, towards Monaghan, but it's beyond him and into the safe hands of Dan Atkinson. Keeper just takes his time and looks ahead, puts the ball on the ground. And Guiseley are we're taking our time with getting this one
Really
back
taking his
into
time
play.
with it, making sure he gets this right.
He lofts it forward, flicked on by Adam Boyes, and Tom Craddock won't get on the end of it. So we've had some news today. Actually, Anthony Dudley has been recalled by Bury, so he's not playing today. So that bench today looks like this. Stephen Drench, the substitute goalkeeper, Danny Boschel, Danny Hall, Liam Dickinson, and Nicky Boschel. So perhaps disappointment that Anthony Dudley has been recalled, but not really surprising.
Well, he's been on such fantastic form, scoring almost for fun while he's been with us. So it's a shame to lose him, though. He's been such an important part of the team for the last couple of months, and you hope that with the quality we've got in the side and still to come back, that we'll be able to cover him.
Chested down now by Billy Smart for Burscough as they come down this right-hand side again. Carl Noon cuts the ball in field. He finds his man inside the 6-yard box and plays it right across the face of goal. It was John Connolly who stabbed the ball towards a goal with his left foot, but they just couldn't get it into the net. And thankfully, from Guiseley's perspective, the Lions get it clear. But Burscough starting very brightly, like a team that are in the form that they're in at the moment. Down the left channel, it takes a deflection off Tom Craddock. It's collected by Ryan Toulson, who chips the ball forward. Chested down well by Williams, who plays it down. And Lockwood has a decision to take because he's pressed by Noon. But in the end, he takes the right one. Allows the ball to go back to Dan Atkinson. And Guiseley come away with the ball on the left-hand side now with Gavin Rothery. Gives it to Danny Lowe, who's made the overlapping run from full-back. Square now to Hatfield. Hatfield takes the run, plays the ball to the left-hand side. Gavin Rothery now takes over, about 20 yards from goal. Curls the ball towards the back post, finds Boyes into a bit of space, but the goalkeeper, Calvin Hare, anticipated well and claims the ball ahead of Boyes.
Going back there, Guiseley just undone a little bit down the left-hand side, got getting found out a bit down that left-hand side, a lovely sort of 1-2 down the left, and Burscough will be disappointed they didn't make more of that.
The ball up in the air and taken down by Carl Noon, and it's flicked towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and there was a real test for Ryan Toulson, who himself was pressed by John Connolly. Toulson stands to the test and gets the ball up to the halfway line now, and Norburn tries to play a raking ball crossfield, but actually manages to hit the back of Hatfield. And for a moment, it looked like Noon might have space to work into, but good recovery there from Danny Lowe. Wins the ball back, plays it to Atkinson. The ball played forward by Dan Atkinson. It skips ahead of all the players and out for goal kick to Burscough.
Yeah, Boyes just caught in two minds there as to whether he was offside. He was he had a defender behind him and the linesman in front of him the way that he was looking, and I think he just caught a little bit indecisive from Adam Boyes there.
Goalkeeper just taking his time to clear this. A couple of comments so far, thanks to Nethermore Carpet Care. Strong lineup. Glad that Mark's taken the game seriously. Clearance from the goalkeeper holds up in the air and is nodded on by Smart for Jake Lawler. Tidies it up and gives the ball back to Atkinson. And Craig Shearston, thanks Craig, just giving us advice as flooding on the A65 at the Guiseley Retail Park, so don't rush home, he says. Well, hopefully that'll be cleared up by 7 o'clock.
No, it's fine. We've got the Guiseley Radio canoe ready to go.
You're not missing anything. The ball's kind of out of play at the moment on the halfway line. The throw's been taken, and Billy Smart down that right-hand flank is subject to a late challenge, and the referee is going to go to the card to put Will Hatfield into the book. And Hatfield was, well, he was a little bit late there, and quite rightly, I think Wayne Barrett books Hatfield. And it'll be a free kick, so we just try to work out what our buzz is. And guys who now again have to set themselves to defend. And they're again going to face a ball played in towards the edge of the area, which comes floating over towards the edge of the D. It's still controlled by Burscough, chipped into the box by Smart, and hoofed away up only as far as the centre circle, where the ball is then chipped again in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And again, guys, he can't clear their lines. A second phase again with the home side. Carl Noon now out to the right-hand side. Kamotsi on the overlap gets the ball into the box once more. Adam Lockwood with a side foot clearance, but guys, he give the ball away here on the right-hand flank. Burscough come forward. They might have just overhit it this time with the pass, and they have, and it's gone out for a goal kick. It was Michael Monaghan who picked up the ball on that right flank after a loose pass from the Lions in defence. And thankfully, it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it looks like both teams just having a little trouble reading the flight of the ball at the moment, especially it's hanging up in the air every time the Burscough keeper clears his lines. It's hanging up in the air and just coming down in almost a straight line. There's obviously still a bit of wind above us, and of course the pitch is not completely flat. It sort of bulges in the middle.
Guys who win the ball back, though, here with Norburn on the halfway line to Hatfield, who lays it out to the left flank. Danny Lowe chips it forward. Adam Boyes anticipates the run, claims handball against Anthony Brown. Referee not interested. Guys who win the second phase back here with Boyes, but he can't keep his footing on the surface to help the ball on towards Craddock. And Adam Smith is winning the ball back and being pulled back by the defender as well. And guys who win the free kick midway through the Burscough half. It's played to the right quickly to Toulson. Toulson looks to get the ball into the box, goes towards Craddock, who opts to leave it for Boyes. And in the end, Burscough managed to do enough to get it away. Norburn now on the ball, trying to keep the move going for Guiseley on this right flank. Earns the lines a throw, which Toulson takes. Infield here to Norburn. And then back to Lockwood on the halfway line. Out here to Lowe. Out on the left-hand side, Gavin Rothery and Lower combining the ball up towards the edge of the penalty area before a good challenge comes in from Kamotsi, and it's out for a Guiseley throw. Still 0-0, 10 minutes gone. Lions pressing as we speak. The ball down the left flank, picked up by Craddock, into the feet of Lowe. Lowe crossing, a claim of a deflection, but in the end, the referee gives the goal kick. It's a half-hearted claim, and that spell of pressure passes for Guiseley. It was a good little spell there. And had Adam Boyes been able to just keep his footing in the build-up to that, he might have been able to play.
Yeah, there was
Tom
a point
Craddock
where
through.
he got the ball with it on the edge of the D with his back to goal, and if he'd have managed to just play the ball that he was obviously intending to play, Craddock was in and free and clear, and you'd have put good money on him scoring there. But it's a good little bit of pressure there from Guiseley, just moving the ball around, just working the defence, just asking a few questions.
Not sure how many goals we'll get updates on around the grounds, because there's not that many that survived, but one that has is Macclesfield Ashton, and Ashton United are 1-0 up there against Macclesfield, so conference clubs can struggle, but Guiseley might be able to get something themselves as they pick the ball up on the left-hand side. They are beaten away, but Hatfield collects, and then there's a robust challenge in on him from Paul Williams, the captain, leading by example, makes a firm challenge. Guiseley pick up the ball again on the halfway line. Smith goes to take it down, but fluffs his lines, and the ball rolls through to the left-back position, which Guiseley managed to recover, and Smith inside his own half this time plays it forward and clips the ball out. It's a Guiseley throw. Adam Smith opts to take his undershirt off because he's too hot. And it's actually quite warm, isn't it now? the temperature's really quite mild, I think.
Take the wind and the rain out of the equation, and it's actually it's by no means tropical, but
I'm almost taking my hat off here.
Well, that is warm. Because if you don't know what Colin looks like, he's got literally no other protection but that hat.
Atkinson has the ball for Guiseley on the edge of this 18-yard box. He plays a lovely one down the left-hand side. Tom Craddock goes chasing after it, but he was caught out as an offside position. Richard Watson, the assistant on this right-hand side, says he was travelling back from an offside position as the rain sweeps down once more here.
It's that fine rain, it soaks you through, but it is sort of sweeping across the pitch from left to right as we look at it. You can see it in the floodlights.
Tilbury 0, Welling 1 in the FA Trophy. Another game that survived the conditions. Guiseley 0-0 here at Burscough. 13 minutes gone. Free kick for the home side, just outside the penalty area from an offside decision. It's played long. And again, they win the ball well here with Monaghan getting in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. He's going to get a shot away with his left foot, but it's not got the direction. And it's harmlessly wide in the end for a Guiseley goal kick. But again, the threat of Michael Monaghan. He's had plenty of time when he's got on the ball to run at the back line. And certainly using the width as well on that right flank as they attack us.
I think
they've done well, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done very well. They're a team prepared to move the ball about, and a team with a bit of pace and power behind them. And Guiseley are going to have to be on their toes for the entire 90 here.
Again, Burscough picked the ball up here. Noon, who's dispossessed this time brilliantly by Hatfield. Hatfield threads the ball through, but a great offside line held by this Burscough back four. They moved out as a unit and found that Tom Craddock and Adam Boyes were offside. I should say we're playing a different formation, aren't we, today than normal. It is a 4-4-2, not the conventional 4-2-3-1. And Burscough, meanwhile, actually have won the ball back on this left-hand side. Monaghan again in the thick of things, looking to cross, feigns to go past Smith, plays it back to the left-hand side where the fullback, Quirk, can play the ball into the area. It takes a deflection off Ryan Toulson, and it's behind for a Burscough corner.
Yeah, Guiseley again just caught out a little bit down those wings, just misreading the cross there, Danny Lowe. Jake Lola comes across and
plenty of bodies in the box here, guys. It will have to defend this as Burscough take this corner from the left-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal away to our left. It's swung in towards the near post. It's deflected up in the air and eventually cleared by, I think it was Danny Lowe at the far post and out for a Burscough throw on the halfway line. But it was an interesting delivery, actually, from Paul Williams.
Potentially very dangerous there. It was an awkward height, played across at pace. You know, it was a firm clearance in the end, but any kind of unsure touch, and guys, they could have had real problems there.
Throw again to the home side. And Williams on the ball again, threads it towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Good work from Burscough to get the ball into the box, but Guiseley again hold firm. And Smith comes away with the ball on the right-hand side, gives it to Toulson on the halfway line. Toulson goes back to Jake Lawler, but he's got four players closing him down. He gets the ball clear, but only as far as Phil Quirk, who chests it and gives it to Paul Williams, who plays it long down the left channel, looking to release Carl Noon, who is up against Lawler on that left-hand side. Lawler sticks to his task well and prevents Noon from going any further. But Noon still shows some good trickery. And in the end, Quirk comes to support. And Jake Lawler is forced to concede the throw.
Carl Noon with a phenomenal burst of pace to get past Jake Lawler. Jake Lawler barely got turned around before Noon had won the ball.
Still 0-0, but Burscough on the attack. Quirk gets the ball into the penalty spot. It just escapes the feet of Will Jones. And then Guiseley win the ball back and have a chance to counter-attack themselves now with Gavin Rothery on the left-hand side. Danny Lowe, most advanced player at the moment for Guiseley, on that left flank. Gets the ball in towards the box, but he's blocked. And I think it will be a throw just up from the corner flag. We'll just have to wait.
Yeah, it does look like a throw.
Just have to wait for
they're not piling into the box like it's a corner. So
Danny Lowe
Has to reach over the fence to get the ball back.
Dupes over the fence, gets the ball back, and gets the throw and gets the return ball as well. Gavin Rothery now on the ball. Goes back to Lockwood. Lockwood looks ahead of him. It's a good ball over the top. The offside flag is up. At this time, Tom Craddock is furious. I'm not sure whether that was quite as clear cut. But nonetheless, it's a free kick to Burscough inside their penalty area.
This Burscough defence is obviously very well organised, holding their line very well at the moment. They've caught Boys and Craddock off a couple of times. We are playing a 4-4-2 today, and we don't seem to be able to close down quite as quickly. What we've played in the last couple of games, Hatfield and Norburn, one's been staying, one's been going, but just at the minute, just allowing Burscough just a little bit too much room in that midfield.
Hatfield on the ball now for Guiseley on the halfway line, plays it back to Lockwood. He chips it high in the air. This time comfortable for Calvin Hare. Boreham Wood 1-0 up against Woking at home in the FA Trophy, of course. The ball's rolled out to the right back, Kamotsi, who plays it back to the goalkeeper. There's a hint that Adam Boys might get that one. But in the end, it's taken and laid back to goalkeeper Dan Atkinson.
Solihull Moors 1-up at Grimsby.
That's quite a game. Omar Bogle, of course, returning to play his old side. Guys, meanwhile, trying to work the ball down the left channel. And it's run out, and it'll be a Burscough throw. So, yeah, Solihull Moors 1-up at Grimsby, eh?
That wouldn't be a bad thing. That'd be a great result for Solihull.
Well, they're doing very well, aren't they, in the National North?
Yeah, fantastically
so,
well. And we've got Grimsby, a couple of games in Grimsby over Christmas. So
yeah, that is going to be a very tough test. The ball's just cleared from the throw and gone all the way back to the goalkeeper, Calvin Hare. And Guiseley now have to defend once again. And this time, Burscough play the ball down the left channel, picked up here by Monaghan. Monaghan has 2 green shirts in the box to aim for. He's on the edge of the penalty area now, going back, but shows a clean pair of heels to Jake Lawler before he chips the ball into the box. And Dan Atkinson comes out, tries to challenge John Connolly to get to the ball. Neither player really make a connection on the ball in the end. To get referee opts for a goal kick. But another moment though with Monaghan really running at Jake Lawler in particular in the last 5 minutes or so, where he's asked a lot of questions of the Guiseley defence.
And Lawler trying to stay on his feet as much as he can, but he lost his foot in there completely, and he gave the Burscough attacker some space there. So it's still very wet surface.
Flick on from Smith now from the goal kick. Finds Boys on the right channel. He plays a call across the face of goal. Craddock is there. The ball is in the back of the net. And Craddock gets his goal. Great ball from Boys into the edge of the 6-yard box. And Guiseley have the lead. Burscough 0, Guiseley 1.
Such a simple goal as well. Completely route one. Just played over the top. Boys, for once, first time today, I think, gets the better of that offside trap. A well-organised Burscough defence. He can square it in. He squares it across the front of the 6-yard box where any sort of touch is going to take it into the back of the net, and Craddock's waiting at the far post just to tap it home. It's perhaps a little against the run of play, but it just shows that they've got that quality going up front.
Well, it's a combination between Smith, good flick on, good cross from Boys, and a good finish from Tom Craddock, and hopefully that boosts his confidence as he makes his first start in quite some time. The ball back here with Nick Ryan, the Burscough centre-half, plays it up to the halfway line, where John Connolly lays it to the right-hand side. Burscough now having to craft something of a response themselves to that goal. Connolly chips it up into the penalty area, headed away by Jake Lawler, but not convincingly. Danny Lowe has to complete the clearance up towards the centre circle, chipped on, well, headed on by Craddock. The ball just escapes Adam Boys, and Nick Ryan defends well for the home side, and then a long one forward, aiming for Carl Noon. Asks a few questions of Adam Lockwood. He responds by knocking the ball out of touch. It's going to be a Burscough throw. About level with the centre circle on the right-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. Down that left flank, Connolly to Kamotsi. The full-back plays it infield now, and Connolly tries to chip it in towards the penalty spot, but he's blocked well by Lockwood, and Guiseley come away with the ball now. And Will Hatfield was tugged back as he was making his way forward, and Guiseley will get a free kick.
Good work there by Adam Lockwood. Good, strong defensive work to marshal that defence. There's still plenty of reasons that Burscough are dangerous going forward. There's still quite a bit of pace, and they're not out of this yet, but it's encouraging that the one chance, we knew chances might be at a premium this afternoon, so it's good that the one real chance that Guiseley have created so far they've taken.
There's a throw into Guiseley just inside their own half. And left back Danny Lowe will take. He lays it back to Lockwood. The Lions just trying to keep the ball ticking over, keep a bit of possession, take the sting out of Burscough. They've looked threatening when they've come forward, but Guiseley lead. Ryan Tilson sends the ball down the right channel, and it's well defended by Ryan, who gives it to Connolly. Connolly over the halfway line to Monaghan, who tries to get past Rothery. Rothery clips him, and it's free kick to Burscough on the edge of the centre circle. Lions lead by a goal to nil, thanks to Tom Craddock's strike on 20 minutes. Burscough now with this free kick from the centre circle. They've got 4 or 5 to aim for on the edge of the 18-yard box. They go down the left channel this time. There's a free kick given to Guiseley on the edge of the penalty area. And Dan Atkinson will trundle out to take this one. Very grey, dank day here at Victoria Park, and it's a very impressive result that they've managed to get this game on. Guys, you now get back underway with the ball down that left channel, and Gavin Rothery's attempting to win it off Joe Camozzi, who's forced into knocking the ball out for a throw. Gavin Rothery will take it. Oh no, he won't. He'll hand it over to Danny Lowe. It's about level with the penalty spot. Lowe on that left-hand side. Infield here to Rothery. Rothery's crowded out by green shirts, but still Guiseley win the ball, and it's flicked in here. And there's a ball put into the back of net by Craddock. He was clearly onside, but the flag was up on this side. And I think Craddock can't believe it. I don't think he was the one that was called offside, surely. Not. He was 2 yards behind the final defender when he picked the ball up, and he applied a very cool finish into the net, but the flag was already up on this side. Not quite sure.
I can only assume he's given that offside for somebody interfering with play, but it's difficult to see where.
Interesting one to watch.
Because it was a nice 1-2 on the edge of the box. Craddock completely beat the offside trap and side-footed home. I mean, Smith and Boys were knocking about, but neither particularly, in my view, interfering with play. But
Craddock's enjoying his afternoon so far, though. Picks the ball up on the halfway line. It's played forward by Lowe, up towards Boys. Can't win the ball on that occasion, though, and Burscough come away with it, and they use that right flank again to great effect. It's up towards Noon. Picked up by Monaghan, defended by Jake Lawler and Danny Lowe. And Guiseley get possession of the football again and play it down that left-hand side, and Adam Boys will chase this one. It takes a kind deflection for him. He's up against Anthony Brown. The centre-half holds up play well for the home side, but Guiseley still have possession. Adam Smith now moves it on the right-hand side. Cuts in field, looks to get a shot away with his left foot. It's just past the upright. It fizzed just wide after a good move from Guiseley. A good decision by Adam Smith. Cut in field, just couldn't hit the target. And it's a goal kick to Burscough.
yeah, again, another good move, good passing move from Guiseley there to release Alan Smith? Different player. Adam Smith down the left-hand side, and he does well. Defender stays on his feet, but Smith backs off him a bit, allows Smith to cut inside. It's a slammed shot, but it was about 6 inches wide of the post.
Well, it's coming together between Hatfield and Billy Smart in the centre circle. Guiseley concede the free kick. And the Lions now have to set themselves in defensive shape as Burscough get bodies towards the edge of the 18-yard box. They opt to go short. And Quirk chips a good ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Well watched by Lockwood. Second phase won again by the home side, though, down this left flank. They look to play the ball into the box. Noon, his cross is intercepted well by Norburn. Out now to Rothery. Rothery on the left-hand side up against the captain, Paul Williams. But he skips past him, cuts in field. Rothery tries to lay a little reverse pass into Boys. It's deflected clear, but Guiseley still have possession. Hatfield tries to get the shot away, then Rothery's caught late. Guiseley will get the free kick. I think that's going to be the second booking of the afternoon, this time for the captain of Burscough, Paul Williams. And Rothery is on the ground at the moment, a little uncomfortable, and so Martin Stringfellow has to go out onto the turf to attend to him. And this will be a free kick in good range, actually, won't it? It's fairly central, just to the left of the D, and about, 10, 15 yards up from the edge of the area.
Good opportunity for Guiseley to create something here. Going back to the fact Rothery's just, the ball's just run away from him just ever so slightly. He's stretching in, and Paul Williams just goes in at pace to try and win that ball back to try and clear it away. So hopefully it's just one of those ones that looks worse than it is. Rothery's getting back onto his feet now. The application of what I presume is the magic sponge. Standing over it, here comes Oliver Norburn, Adam Smith, Will Hatfield, all standing over it. They can all strike a ball. Rothery as well himself, if he's fit enough.
You fancy Norburn, don't you? We'll have a crack at this.
You assume Norburn will always want to shoot. If he can score from where he scored from at Nethermore, he can score from anywhere.
Yeah, better start rehearsing my lines in case it goes viral.
Just remember to be enthusiastic, Cole.
The free kick is going to be taken. And the line of the wall is going to be just about the edge of the 18-yard box. Not surprisingly, Norburn's the man standing over it. But Guiseley have 5 shirts on the edge of the area. It's shot this time. Precision isn't the aim, and it's over and behind for a goal kick.
I think maybe we built that up a bit much. Norburn, he just took a step. He was leaning back when he hit it. It was always going over. No real threat in the end. It's a shame.
1-0 still to Guiseley, though. The goal from Tom Craddock on 20 minutes. Half an hour gone in this game. And the Lions have their noses in front here at Burscough. But the home side certainly full of threat. And attacking-wise, they've been dangerous. But Guiseley now on the counter-attack here with a ball over the top. Adam Boys will chase this one down. Goes towards the corner flag, goes back from the corner flag into the feet of Gavin Rothery. Rothery trying to get past Anthony Brown. Opts to go back to Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe can cross this one into the box. It's up towards the edge of the 6-yard box and headed away by Quirk. Picked up by Norburn. Now Tom Craddock on the right-hand side. Plays it in here to Smith. Smith inside the penalty area trying to get a cross away. Is forced back by the Burscough defence before it's chipped back into towards Craddock on the edge of the 18-yard box. In towards Hatfield. Hatfield slips on the edge of the area. Burscough managed to get the ball away. Now Monaghan comes down the left-hand side. He's got Will Jones on the left-hand side. If he was to play him in, instead he opts to keep possession. And the home side just on the halfway line, still in possession of the ball, playing close passing, but can't find a way through this Guiseley shape. John Connolly back into the back line of Anthony Brown, now on the right-hand side. Guiseley still pressing well, Burscough. And they're forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper. I'm sure that will be a moment that will have delighted Mark Bauer, the way that the organisation and the shape of the Guiseley setup has won the ball back now for the Lions. And Adam Smith on this right-hand side. He sort of lofts the ball forward, hoping that Adam Boys is going to chase it down to the corner flag on the right channel, but instead it's the home side who recover possession and start to build from the back here with the captain, Williams. Williams looks ahead of him. He's only got 4 to aim for, but he goes right instead to Kamotsi. The fullback plays it into the feet of Smart. And Smart chases this one down before the ball is won back by Danny Lowe. And Guiseley come away with it in the left-back position. But a little slip gives the ball here to Connolly. The Burscough player plays it into the box, and it's defended again stoutly by Jake Lawler. And it's out for a throw for the home side.
That's a bit of end-to-end action there, actually. Guiseley getting to the edge of the penalty area and threatening, and then Burscough doing much the same thing.
And again, a long ball forward from the back. From Burscough, runs all the way through to Dan Atkinson, and Guiseley can come away with the ball. And Smith on the right-hand side is going to have a run down this right channel. Opts to go back now to Ryan Toulson. Toulson chips the ball forward. Hatfield wins it, just up from the corner flag on the right flank. Keeps possession, gives it back to Smith. Smith crosses into the box. Well defended. Ryan Toulson wins it back, though, for Guiseley. And in the end, Norburn is accused of a handball, but can't control it anyway. And nonetheless, Burscough win the ball back and now can come away with it down the right-hand side with Kamotzi looking for options ahead of him. Tries to go past Craddock, who a bit clumsily brings down Kamotzi. It's a free kick to Burscough.
Striker's challenge, wasn't it? Just trying to close down the defender, catches him very late. Gives away a free kick. Oliver Norman had a ball in a promising position there, actually. Maybe got distracted by the calls for handball around him because he put his hand up in the air and ended up sacrificing possession, and the referee gave nothing at all.
Free kick then to Burscough on the touchline, on the halfway line, really. They whip it in towards the edge of the penalty area, and Guiseley win possession back and now look to get on the counter-attack. It's chipped over the top and Hatfield's onside, just beats the back line for a moment, but it hangs up in the turf, and then in the end his ball that he tries to play into the path of Tom Craddock is comfortable for goalkeeper Calvin Hare to claim, but they can't clear well, and Hatfield wins possession back for the Lions, and it's played to the left-hand side, but there's an offside decision against Boys. And I think on that occasion, he just strayed into an offside position when the ball was played into him. And it's a free kick to Burscough.
Yeah, linesman got that right again, that one. Burscough again just making the step up at the right time, just to catch Adam Boys just offside.
Guiseley on the ball at the moment, on the halfway line. Trying to play it down the right channel. It's picked up by Noon. And the ball's won back by Norburn. Norburn to Rothery. Rothery on the left flank. Chips the ball up, and it's beyond everyone. And all the way back to Calvin Hare. Calvin Hare takes his time as Guiseley get themselves reset. It's rolled out here by Hare onto right back position. And it's won by Monaghan. Monaghan looks ahead of him. Monaghan looks for options. He plays it to the left-hand side where Phil Quirk. Again, can't find their way forward, Burscough, quite as freely as they were earlier on in this game. And Boys is closing down, wins the ball back temporarily for Guiseley as Paul Williams loses out. But they find some foray forward now, do Burscough on the right-hand side with Kamotzi trying to cross into the box. It takes a deflection, and Guiseley win possession back, albeit on their own touchline, and are forced to knock the ball into touch. I think it's Gavin Rothery deep on his own goal line, having to knock the ball out for a Burscough throw. It's about level with the penalty spot on the right-hand side, and they set themselves up for a ball into the box. Guiseley win possession back, and the ball is out again for another Burscough throw. And the referee stopping it for a moment. I'm not quite sure what for. He's found something on the field and is throwing it out. Burscough with 3 or 4 bodies in the box to aim for with this throw on the right flank. About level with the edge of the penalty area. Into the box, Monaghan's touch lets him down, and Guiseley come away with it this time, trying to work down the right flank with Smith. He's held up well by Will Jones. And then Jake Lawler, who's under pressure, gives the ball to Ryan Toulson. And Guiseley get the ball all the way out to the right channel, but it'll be recovered by Burscough. The goalkeeper, Hare, comes out, lofts it out of touch and over the stand here, which you might just hear, bouncing off the roof. And behind, so it would be a Guiseley throw. That was well defended, that, from the Lions. Again, the ball knocked out for a Guiseley throw just in front of us in the stand. And again, another ball is returned because a second one goes over the stand here. Guiseley have the ball in the halfway line with Jake Lawler. Ryan Toulson on the near touchline is closed down by Connolly. And Jones. Guys, another throw. Short this time to Smith. Played forward by Jones by Toulson into the area, and Adam Boyes causing all sorts of problems for the back line, but stout enough to defend that time. Brown gets the ball clear, and Burscough on the left-hand side get the ball up to the halfway line, but Norburn breaks up play, and guys who win possession again inside the centre circle. A raking crossfield ball looking to find Smith. Smith does control. There's an argument that it might have been controlled with his arm, but referee's not interested. Toulson now plays a nice 1-2 with Hatfield. Hatfield chasing after this one. Goes towards the edge of the 18-yard box. And there's real pressure here on Nick Ryan, who shows some neat footwork to get past his man, but can't clear Ryan Toulson, who wins the ball back. Hatfield back to Smith. Smith and Hatfield combine. On the right-hand side, Hatfield's cross is low and not really as powerful as it'll hope for, and Burscough win possession back and come away with the ball before Gavin Rothery intercepts to help Guiseley recover possession inside the centre circle. Norburn now has some space if he can find Smith, and Smith chases this one down around the right-hand side. He wins the ball. He's looking for support now in the box. Smith running into the area, goes to the goal line, tries to get to the cross, gets the deflection off Phil Quirk, and it'll be a Guiseley corner.
Does well there, Adam Smith, to get to that ball down the right. It was just a little bit too far for him, but from a standing start, he made it. And Burscough defence scrambling a little bit to try and clear that.
Still 1-0 to Guiseley, 38 minutes gone. Tom Craddock, the goal scorer. Ashton United are 2-0 up against Macclesfield. And Guiseley have had the ball in the net as well. Tom Craddock's second effort was ruled out for offside. This corner now coming in from Smith. Smith towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's well defended this time by Burscough, who clear up to the halfway line with Carl Noon. Noon is pressed and in the end commits a foul. And Guiseley get a free kick on the halfway line. Right out on the left-hand side in left-back position. The Lions spray the ball out up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It spins away from the front men and into the hands of Calvin Hare. Six minutes to go to the break. And after a high-tempo start from Burscough, Guiseley have grown more and more into this game. And began to control longer and longer passages of play. Burscough now come forward with Smart. Smart runs towards the edge of the area. Burscough gets some headway and a bit of head of steam up here with Connolly chipping the ball into the box, looking for Monaghan. Well claimed by Dan Atkinson, who in turn rolls the ball out here to Smith. Smith down this right flank, plays the ball square and across to the opposite side of the pitch and finds Danny Lowe. Lowe into Rothery. Rothery up against Kamotsi. And still on the ball. Rothery opts to give the ball to the left-hand side where Lowe can get the cross in towards the penalty spot. Craddock collects on the edge of the area, looks for a shot, actually dinks it into Boyes. Boyes plays it back to Craddock when perhaps he could have just shot. And in the end, that gives Burscough a chance to intercept and clear. And they're still pressed inside their final third, but the home side work the ball well up to the halfway line where Jake Lawler wins it back. Hatfield and Rothery keep the ball ticking over for Guiseley, and the Lions looking for the next attacking move down one of these flanks. Lowe plays it down the left-hand side. Boyes goes chasing. And again, Brown does enough to get the ball clear. Claims he was fouled by Boyes, but it's actually out for a Guiseley throw. 25 yards up from the goal line now on the left-hand side. They play the ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box where Adam Boyes picks it up, plays it square to Smith. Smith with two ahead of him, takes a shot from distance. It's off target and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, with 4 men in front of him, Adam Smith maybe should have done better with that one, and he puts his hand up to apologise as if to say maybe got a bit carried away there. It was not a particularly good shot and not really a threat to the Burscough goal. You do get the feeling, though, Burscough can break forward. They've had a couple of mazy runs into the box that Guiseley have just struggled to deal with a little bit. You feel like Guiseley just need a second goal just to make this pressure pay, just to really put this game to bed. if they can do it before half time, then we can all have a more relaxing cup of tea.
And that's what it's all about, a relaxing cup of tea.
Well, we are British, Colin.
The ball's been picked up now by Burscough. They've got a couple of bodies forward to aim for. The centre-half, Nick Ryan, goes into the Guiseley half, but the Lions win possession back, and Ryan Tilson hoofs it back into the home side's half. And again, green shirts will play the ball forward, and this time looking to find Jones. It's found Carl Noon, who's brought down, and it's a free kick for Burscough. It's sort of, 25, 30 yards from goal, but it's a good opportunity for them to get the ball into the box here and get some bodies forward. The two centre-halves moving up field. And Monaghan and Williams prepare to deliver this ball. 5 to aim for on the edge of the 18-yard box. Guys are playing quite a high line here. Williams prepares to take this one. Curls it in towards the back post. Up towards Will Jones, who controls well. Takes a snapshot from quite a tight angle. It's held well by Dan Atkinson, but Jones did ever so well to take that one down, turn, and get that shot away. And well claimed by the Guiseley goalkeeper, Dan Atkinson.
Did really well to control it over his shoulder, turn, and get the power as well that he did as well.
Clearance immediately from Atkinson, causing Burscough problems. Smith now picks the ball up on the right-hand side. Craddock on the edge of the penalty area on the right flank. Gives it here to Tilson, and then triangle passing finds Smith. Craddock's final touch not quite so good. Gives a chance for the home side to clear, but the Lions pick up the second phase once again. Chipped forward. Good ball in here towards Tom Craddock. Craddock goes down towards the corner flag. Craddock back here to Smith. Smith. He's got 3 to aim for. Chips it up towards the back post. Boys is up there. Punched away from the goalkeeper, Calvin Hare. And then in the end, it'll be a clearance completed as Kamotsi takes the ball up to the halfway line. And it's a rather hopeful pass towards Will Jones that the Lions managed to deal with.
Cross from Smith there, just hung up in the air a little bit longer than perhaps Adam Boyes would have liked. Just allowed the keeper to come out, but the keeper's got three men in front of him, does well to punch that away.
Rothery now on the ball, plays it to the left-hand side. Lowe's cross this time, not the best. Frustrated Danny Lowe holds his head in his hands, and the ball comfortably back with Hare. Still 1-0 to the Lions as we approach the break. Tom Craddock's goal on 20 minutes, the difference between the two sides. He's had a second one ruled out for offside. We're going to have 2 minutes of stoppages. And Burscough are looking to make the best of it as they come forward now with Noon. Noon and Connolly on the left-hand side can't get the ball into the box. Quirk nods on, but Guiseley recover possession. And Smith and Tilson takes a rough touch and actually lets the ball go out of play, and Guiseley will concede a throw. It's just a minute and a half now for Burscough to get something here, and they're moving down this left-hand side with Connolly, but his cross, or his touch rather, lets him down, and the ball trickles out of play, and it's a Guiseley goal kick.
You know, to say that we came across the M62 today in flooding rain, the conditions haven't played a massive part in the game today, to be honest. The ball holding up a little bit in the wind, but beyond that, really, they've not been as big a part as we perhaps thought they would be.
And the ball's been won back from Burscough in that centre circle. And referee has found a reason to give a free kick. And he's having a word, I think, with Tom Craddock. Not quite sure what happened there, actually, David. Didn't quite see. I know there was an aerial challenge, but there was a bit of a reaction. But much ado about nothing, really.
There was a bit of coming together between the Burscough captain and Tom Craddock. I wonder if something was said.
Free kick anyway, on the halfway line for the home side. Chipped out to the right-hand side. And it's a poor ball. It's going to make Kamotsi really stretch. But he does well, keeps it in play. He's got 4 ahead of him to play into. And he finds Monaghan inside the area, who's broken the offside trap, but is now forced out towards the corner flag. Monaghan does get the ball across, and he finds Will Jones in the area, who goes down to the byline. He tries to cross, it's blocked, and it's gone behind for a corner. And Burscough have crafted open an opportunity to get the ball in the box one last time before the break. We've had the 2 minutes by my watch, but I think the referee will allow this to be the final passage of play.
Yeah, just got to stay strong here, Guiseley, and just get that ball away.
4 to aim for in the box. The ball whipped into that 6-yard box, and it's headed away from the pressure that Will Jones was placing the defence under, and Guiseley hold firm. And the half-time whistle does indeed go, and at half-time it's a goal from Tom Craddock that separates the two sides. Burscough 0, Guiseley 1.
Yeah, it's been a fairly entertaining game of football, to be honest. Chances at both ends. Will Jones has had a fantastic opportunity on the turn, but Guiseley have pressured for the last sort of 10-15 minutes of that half. Really have been working the defence, moving the ball around well. Should have had a second goal. Tom Craddock's second called offside, but when Craddock clearly wasn't, so we can only assume that somebody was deemed to be interfering with play, but it's difficult to see who at that point. But the clear-cut chances that Guiseley have had, they have taken in this game, and they're deservedly a goal up.
So half-time here, the Lions have a slender lead. It's enough at the moment to send them through to the next round, but they've had chances to add to it. And you can never tell with this Burscough side, who've looked threatening and dangerous when they've come forward. Let's go around the games that have survived the weather today to get you some half-time scores from the FA Trophy and the National League North. And the local sides that we're following. Charlton 0, Leeds 0, Huddersfield 0, Bristol City 2. Bradford and Southend was called off. Bristol Rovers 0, York City 1. I was keeping a watch out for York because, of course, they've been having a wretched time. Could be in our division next year. In the Vanarama National League North, Corby 0, Stockport 0, Gainsborough Trinity 2, Hensford 0, Stalybridge Harrogate postponed. In the FA Trophy, lots of games off. Not surprisingly, lots of games off around our neck of the woods. Aldershot 0, Eastleigh 0. We'll go to Aldershot next weekend, and that's a long trip before Christmas, but we'll be there. Altrincham, Leamington postponed. Borehamwood 1, Woking 0. Bradford Park Avenue and Lincoln City postponed. Braintree and Bromley likewise. Obviously, Burscough 0, Guiseley 1 here. Bury Town 0, Dulwich Hamlet 1. Cheltenham 1, Chelmsford 1. So Chelmsford holding Cheltenham. Concord and Lowestoft postponed. Corinthian, Casuals and Hungerford 0-0. Curzon, Ashton and Nuneaton postponed. East Thurrock, Maidenhead 1-1. Eastbourne 3, Hemel Hempstead 0. Fylde, Skelmersdale, Gateshead and Stocksbridge both postponed. Grimsby 0, Solihull Moors 1. What a scoreline that is. Omar Bogle, of course, coming up against his old side this afternoon. Halifax and Tamworth was postponed. Havant and Waterlooville, Forest Green is 0-0. Macclesfield 0, Ashton United 2. A really big scoreline there for Ashton United, leading at Macclesfield 2-0 at the break. Maidstone 0, Bognor 1. Nantwich 1, Matlock 0, Oxford City 1, Ebbsfleet 1. Southport Worcester was postponed just a few miles down the road from here. Stourbridge 0, Kidderminster 0. Sutton Coldfield 0, Barrow 0. Telford 0, Chester 2. Tilbury 0, Welling 3. Tranmere 0, Wrexham 1. Truro 0, Cirencester 0. Wales, Weston, Supermare and Wealdstone and is postponed, and no news from Whitehawk versus Dover, so not quite sure whether that one's off or just delayed in terms of updates. Here, Burscough 0, Guiseley 1. That's a half-time break. We're going to leave you with some of the interviews from last week's games. For the meantime, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
I'm joined by Guiseley boss Mark Bauer after the 1-1 draw at the Shea. Mark, first things first, can you try and sum up the performance and the result for me?
Disappointed with the result in the end. You know, when you're winning going into the last 10 minutes, you always hope you can hold out and get the 3 points. I thought for an hour we were good, sort of controlled the game, thought we dominated for large spells and created some good chances. I think the conditions really played their part in it as well. I thought it was easier for both teams to play into the wind. It was so strong going down the pitch that any ball forward you played when you were playing with the wind was just running out of play, so made it difficult for us when we're trying to hold on later on. Probably should have got hold of the ball better and made better decisions when they put us under a bit of pressure. But pleased with an hour of the performance. And obviously, we've restricted them to 1 goal from a free kick that was it Lockie on the shoulder, given on ball, and a deflection that's flown in the top corner, so it's not really gone for us there. So yeah, disappointing. I thought we'd done enough to hold out and get the win, but against we've seen the last couple of results they've had and the way they've been scoring a lot of goals, it's not the worst point in the world.
The first half in particular seemed to be a much more open and end-to-end game. There was the woodwork hit for us, against us, and of course Dudley had a great chance. It just seemed to be a better game perhaps in the first half. The second half,
I think the conditions got a bit worse as the game went on, and that certainly contributed because not been involved in a game with conditions as windy as this for a long time. We had both teams had to try and get it down and play on the ground as much as possible, because if you stuck it in the air, the wind would take over, and like you say, you see balls flying out or not getting where they were meant to be. But yeah, it wasn't up again. I thought we were by far the better team for an hour. Maybe once we went 1-0 up, we had a couple of balls in good areas where we could have picked a better pass and maybe put the game to bed. And then, like I say, really disappointing decision for the free kick. It's hit Lockie on the shoulder. I thought there was a foul in the lead up just before that on Danny Lowe. And then, a little bit cruel with another deflection against these that goes in against us.
When you can see free kicks in that kind of area, we know what Sam Wilkins did. He did it against us in the cup as well.
Yeah, well, I've got to say, the free kick that they got last time, I didn't think it were a free kick at the time. Having watched it back, boys, he clearly played the ball. And that one today, just spoke to Lockie, didn't see a handball at the time, and Lockie said it's just hit him on the shoulder, not the arm. But he's given a free kick, and unfortunately, I think Drenchy has it covered, and it just takes a little deflection, which takes it away from him, and 3 points becomes 1.
So going forward, FA Trophy next week away at either Marine or Burscough.
Yeah.
How do we adapt to going to somewhere that's, let's be honest, completely different to the surroundings we've got here at the Shay?
It'd be similar to a sort of Conference North game, and a lot of our lads that know all about that level of football and what it'll take to go there and get a result. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing yet. They'll play Tuesday night, so we'll go and watch the game and see what we're up against. Two sides that I think they've got a bit of tradition in this competition as well. But we should go, and we'll be the favourites to win, and we've got to take that pressure and deal with it properly, and deal with the conditions, deal with the opposition. You see week in, week out, in cup competitions, teams from higher leagues going out to teams from lower leagues, and it'll happen next week. We've just got to make sure that it's not us.
How much of a nice change is it to have a trophy game, and how important to you and to the club is the FA Trophy?
Very important. We want to go a long way. You only have to look last season. North Ferriby won the thing, got to Wembley, and what a fantastic achievement that was. So for a team like ourselves, we've played well over half our league fixtures now. There's no problem with fixture congestion or anything like that. It's a real opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 changes. There won't be wholesale changes, but we may have to approach it slightly differently, because trying to play through the middle of the park wherever we might be playing might not be the best way to go. I want to go as far as we possibly can. There's no reason why not. I think last season might have done us a favour being out of the competition early on, with the promotion run and the injuries that we had. But this season, I certainly see it as something that we want to be progressing and going a long way in.
Tom Feeney with Adam Smith after the 1-1 draw for Guiseley here at FC Halifax Town. Adam, what did you make of it in the end?
It was a typical local derby. I thought it was tight. It was started off fast and furious, and Guiseley and Halifax, I think it's not too far away from this. It's always a good game, and it was a good contest. It was nice. I think it was a fair result in the end. I think we had spells and Halifax had spells, and 1-1 were fair in the end.
And the atmosphere really good, and obviously you got a good applause from both sets of fans.
Yeah, it's nice to come back, and I feel like this is in some respects a home for me. It's I had a wonderful spell here, obviously some successful years of just missing out on promotion the first year and just missing out on the playoffs the second, and it was nice to come back, and it's nice to see the fans and some familiar faces, and I'll always have a special place for Halifax in my heart.
And obviously at Guiseley, it keeps a little run going. You got a good win last week, and now get a draw here as well.
Yeah, certainly. I think we're going to we haven't got a league game next week, so to go into a free week next week with that league fixture, it's always nice to go to get a point out of it. A difficult game, and 2 games, 4 points, and everyone's happy.
And just how much you enjoying your current spell at Guiseley?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying playing. It's a great bunch of lads. There was familiar faces at Guiseley with Tully, Danny Lowe, and Will Hatfield. So it's nice to see them as well. It's like coming back to a Halifax reunion, if you like, but in a different shirt. Yeah.
And you're here until the start of January. Can you see that being extended, or are you just going to wait and see?
Yeah, we're going to wait and see. I'm enjoying my time. I'm enjoying playing. The management have been fantastic with me, Bowser and Bosch, and it's been good. So we'll have to wait and see what develops over the next couple of weeks.
And it's the FA Trophy next, as you said, a free weekend in terms of the league, but keep the run going if you can get the win.
Yeah, certainly. Every game you want to go into, you want to come out victorious if possible. So we'll have to see next week what next week brings.
Tom Feeney with Ollie Norburn after the 1-1 draw for Guys against FC Halifax Town. Ollie, first of all, what did you make of the result?
To be honest, I'm disappointed. Thought we controlled the game for a good 60-70 minutes, and then towards the end they got on top. And to be fair, they've had a few chances, but it was a better team for 70 minutes. I think we should have probably won the game. I think with the players we've got in that dressing room, I think we should have took control of the game more and killed it off earlier, but it's happened, so we just crack on, and it's a point at the end of the day.
I suppose that's the disappointing thing, isn't it? The goal that was conceded was a really good finish, and it's one of them you really Drench had no chance with.
Yeah. It was the pressure was building. I think we invited that ourselves. There's a lot of positives from the game anyway. That's something to take out of it. So we'll crack on at training next week and stuff, and then hope next Saturday's results better.
And what did you make of the atmosphere in the big Yorkshire derby?
Yeah, it was good. The atmosphere was good. When you're on the pitch, you kind of blank that out. You just want to crack on and play football and hope to win. So it was a good atmosphere. It feels like a bit of a loss in the end, but it's a point on the board.
And it's been quite a good week for yourself. First of all, one of your goals goes viral, and then you sign a new contract. Just talking about last week and the goal, did you ever think it'd get as many views and as many hits as it did?
No, not at all. I've seen that on the internet and stuff. Yeah, it's a bit mad really, but I'm happy to be here till the end of the season. I hope I can kick on myself, get a bit fitter with games and stuff, and hopefully we have a successful end to the season.
And just how important was it that you got the contract agreed and now you can just focus on the football?
Yeah, well, obviously the gaffer's got me in here. I just wanted to get playing football. He's helped me do that. He said obviously, let's go and play, do what you can do, and we'll take it from there. It was one of them things we both talked about and stuff like that. And to be fair, he's been a man of his word. I've been a man of my word, and I'm here till the end of the year. So, yeah.
I'm joined by Guiseley boss Mark Bauer after the 1-1 draw at the Shea. Mark, first things first, can you try and sum up the performance and the result for me?
Disappointed with the result in the end. You know, when you're winning going into the last 10 minutes, you always hope you can hold out and get the 3 points. I thought for an hour we were good, sort of controlled the game, thought we dominated for large spells and created some good chances. I think the conditions really played their part in it as well. I thought it was easier for both teams to play into the wind. It was so strong going down the pitch that any ball forward you played when you were playing with the wind was just running out of play, so made it difficult for us when we're trying to hold on later on. Probably should have got hold of the ball better and made better decisions when they put us under a bit of pressure. But pleased with an hour of the performance. And obviously, we've restricted them to 1 goal from a free kick that was it Lockie on the shoulder, given on ball, and a deflection that's flown in the top corner, so it's not really gone for us there. So yeah, disappointing. I thought we'd done enough to hold out and get the win, but against we've seen the last couple of results they've had and the way they've been scoring a lot of goals, it's not the worst point in the world.
The first half in particular seemed to be a much more open and end-to-end game. There was the woodwork hit for us, against us, and of course Dudley had a great chance. It just seemed to be a better game perhaps in the first half. The second half,
I think the conditions got a bit worse as the game went on, and that certainly contributed, because not been involved in a game with conditions as windy as this for a long time. But we had both teams had to try and get it down and play on the ground as much as possible, because if you stuck it in the air, the wind would take over, and like you see balls flying out or not getting where they were meant to be. But yeah, it wasn't up again. I thought we were by far the better team for an hour. Maybe once we went 1-0 up, we had a couple of balls in good areas where we could have picked a better pass and maybe put the game to bed. And then really disappointed with the decision for the free kick. It's hit Lockie on the shoulder. Thought there was a foul in the lead up just before that on Danny Lowe. And then a little bit cruel with another deflection against these that goes in against us.
when you concede free kicks in that kind of area? We know what Sam Walker's did. He did it against us in the cup as well.
Yeah, well, I've got to say the free kick that they got last time, I didn't think it were a free kick at the time. Having watched it back, boys, he clearly played the ball. And that one today, just spoke to Lockie, didn't see a handball at the time, and Lockie said it's just hit him on the shoulder, not the arm. But he's given a free kick, and unfortunately, I think Drenchy has it covered, and it just takes a little deflection, which takes it away from him, and 3 points becomes 1.
So going forward, FA Trophy next week away at either Marine or Burscough.
Yeah.
How do we adapt to going to somewhere that's, let's be honest, completely different to the surroundings we've got here at the Shea?
It'd be similar to a sort of Conference North game, and a lot of our lads that know all about that level of football and what it'll take to go there and get a result. Obviously, we don't know who we're playing yet. They'll play Tuesday night, so we'll go and watch the game. And see what we're up against. Two sides that I think they've got a bit of tradition in this competition as well. But we should go, and we'll be the favourites to win, and we've got to take that pressure and deal with it properly, and deal with the conditions, deal with the opposition. You see week in, week out, or in cup competitions, teams from higher leagues going out to teams from lower leagues, and it'll happen next week. We've just got to make sure that it's not us.
How much of a nice change is it to have a trophy game, and how important to you and to the club is the FA Trophy?
Very important. We want to go a long way. You only have to look last season. North Ferriby won the thing, got to Wembley, and what a fantastic achievement that was. So for a team like ourselves, we've played well over half our league fixtures now. There's no problem with fixture congestion or anything like that. It's a real opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 changes. There won't be wholesale changes, but we may have to approach it slightly differently, because trying to play through the middle of the park wherever we might be playing might not be the best way to go. I want to go as far as we possibly can. There's no reason why not. I think last season might have done us a favour being out of the competition early on, with the promotion run and the injuries that we had. But this season, I certainly see it as something that we want to be progressing and going a long way in.
Well, welcome back here to Victoria Park, where Burscough are our hosts this afternoon. And at the moment, the Lions are 1-0 up at the break, as the two sides are back out for this second period. No changes to report. The referee just checking the number of players and getting ready to get us back underway. Tom Craddock's goal, the difference between the two sides, scoring on 20 minutes. A good finish after a great cross from Adam Boyes from the right-hand side. Burscough immediately sending the ball long, looking to press this Lions back line, and they earn a throw on the right-hand side. Joe Camozzi will come across to take the right back. 4 in the box to aim for. He gets the ball back from Connolly, who in turn crosses into the box. And Adam Lockwood heads away, flicked away as well by Will Hatfield. Good work from the Lions to clear, and now Smith picks it up on the right-hand side. He's got a few players a good distance away from him if he can get the cross, and instead he just sort of loses control of the ball. And Burscough come away with it, and a loose pass from them enables Gavin Rothery to recover possession for Guiseley. He plays it forward, and Anthony Brown, Burscough defender, knocks it out for a Guiseley throw.
Burscough coming out, starting at pace there. It was really quite pacey start to the second half.
The home side clear their lines, but only as far as Jake Lawler from the throw. Lawler's chased down by Monaghan, who's full of speed, and he presses Dan Atkinson. Dan Atkinson's clearance is high in the air, hangs in the air. In the end, Oliver Norburn gets that under control. Raking crossfield ball now, trying to pick out Adam Smith. Great delivery from Norburn. Smith just unable to get there ahead of the fullback. Camozzi, who manages to knock the ball out into touch. Now Guiseley win the ball once again down this right-hand side and get into the area, making good delivery across that's blocked. And Hatfield still bustling around trying to win the possession back. Does force Burscough into a rather hurried clearance. It's picked up now by Smith. Smith delivers the ball into the 6-yard box. Brown heads it behind. It's going to be a Guiseley corner.
Good use of the ball there from Guiseley, moving it around, working the Burscough defence. We were saying at half-time, we're definitely going to need a second goal, we think, to win this game. We'd be very surprised. Burscough have got a bit of pace about them, and they can break away. There is always that danger, but a second goal might just kill this game off.
Corner from this right-hand side for Guiseley. 4 to aim for in the box. It's played in up towards Lockwood. He's crowded out by about 3 players. And Burscough clear. Get it up to the halfway line. It's taken down here by Noon. Carl Noon gives it to the feet of Will Jones, and Noon is unable to keep the ball. Guiseley come away with it. As they come down the right flank again with Adam Smith. Smith heading towards a corner flag. Still on the ball, 2 up against him. Trying to get the cross or create an angle to get the cross. Does so with his left foot. In the end, it's a grass cutter that's easy for the home side to defend. And they get the ball away here to the right back, Kamotsi, who's coming up to the halfway line and plays it forward towards the edge of the 18-yard box, where Lockwood is caught out for a moment by Noon, who plays the ball in towards Monaghan, but it's a good interception that comes in from Lowe. But it's still a throw into Burscough on this right flank.
Bit of a blip in concentration there from Adam Lockwood. He just lost the flight of the ball. And Danny Lowe had to come back and help him out there.
Won again now by Burscough. The captain, Williams, trying to lead by example, surging the ball forward. Gets it on the edge of the D. Blasts the ball towards the goal, but it's blocked by a number of yellow shirts. And in the end, Gavin Rothery can get the ball up to the halfway line, where it's taken down well by Boys. Boys cuts in field with the ball, plays a lovely ball in here to Craddock. He's in the centre circle, 2 around him. Gives the ball to Hatfield, and now Guiseley can come down the right-hand side with Smith again. Toulson ahead of him. Smith has got 3 in the box to aim for. He crosses into the box towards Boys. It's just flicked away from him. There's a run on now for Guiseley to keep the ball in play. And it's laid back here to Lowe. Lowe and Rothery combining on that left-hand side in this 4-4-2. Rothery gets the ball towards the edge of the 18-yard box and gets it back from Craddock. Cuts in field now. Lays a nice one in here to Boys, but Boys is offside. And the free kick will be Burscough's, much to the frustration of the visitors. And very quickly they move the ball downfield. And it's picked up here from Noon on the right-hand side up against Lockwood. Lockwood wins the ball off Noon. Noon goes down and he's complaining about something. Lockwood's complaining to the referee as well about something. But net result is it's going to be a Burscough throw. And Carl Noon is down on the ground complaining about something. And in a bit of pain. Quite sure quite how that came about.
Lockwood and the number 10 were tussling for the ball. Lockwood again, the ball was sort of bobbling about between them. It fell behind Lockwood. Lockwood went forward to try and find it and just sort of went through the player. In doing that, he may have lifted an arm up. Burscough just put that ball out from the throw for a goal kick, but not quite sure what was in that there. Number 10 is walking away, he's limping. So I wonder if maybe Lockwood stood on his foot or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, something like that, maybe. Carl Noon hobbling along. Heard that Morecambe versus Ashton United was called off at half-time. At Morecambe, Macclesfield. Macclesfield were trailing 2-0 to Ashton United. And they would certainly have been in big danger of going out of this competition. So I'm sure the visitors will be deeply frustrated by that. Guiseley, meanwhile, just have to collect the ball after... Will Jones pokes it forward. And now it's here with Lowe. Lowe plays it over the top. Looking to get Adam Boys involved, but it's cleared. Picked up now by Monaghan. Monaghan chips past Danny Lowe. Monaghan down this right-hand side, cuts the ball in field. Picked up by Noon. Noon takes it past Lockwood, down to the right-hand side, plays it across the face of the 6-yard box, just behind Will Jones. And had Will Jones timed his run slightly better then, he would have had a clear-sighted goal, and certainly the odds-on would have been that he'd have scored an equalising goal for Burscough. As it is, he just rolled behind him, and Guiseley can come away with the ball.
Really dangerous ball across the area there, and any kind of touch might have just taken that past Dan Atkinson. It was a nice move by Burscough, moving the ball around at pace. They've clearly been reminded that there can be some joy from this Guiseley team by putting some pressure on, clearly trying to close them down quicker, trying to win the ball off them, trying to make it a bit more of a scrap, really making Guiseley work for this.
Still 1-0. with about 52 minutes gone now. Tom Craddock scored in the first half on 20 minutes. Guiseley now on the attack with Will Hatfield bustling through and is eventually adjudged to have been fouled. And then there's a number of players all come together and it's all getting a bit heated on the field as Will Hatfield goes to ground. Referee's got a bit of a task. There's a lot of pushing and shoving, not an awful lot to pick out of all of that from this distance. But things just bubbling over here. Well, Hatfield was clattered into, wasn't he, as he was trying to work his way through the midfield.
In the initial challenge, Hatfield was clattered into. I think he went to ground trying to remove himself from the situation rather than actually being struck by anyone or anything. But there was a lot of players just descended on them immediately. So that could have got a bit out of hand there. Referee's got a difficult choice here.
There's not an awful lot went on though, was there?
It was handbags. It was
chest puffed out and lots of arms pushing.
Posturing largely,
yeah.
But
some great posturing actually. Referee, I think, is now going over to the linesman to have a chat. Adam Lockwood is urging something on. He's actually responding, I think, to something that's been said. He's going over.
He would do well to remove himself from this.
He doesn't want to be in there. The linesman's right next to him as well, talking to him, telling him to calm down and back off. And
there's an ongoing conversation between him and one of the Burscough players. And
the referee's gone to his pocket. He's now calling players towards him. First one is John Connolly. So is that a yellow card? Yes, it's a yellow card for John Connolly. Let's see if he calls anyone else over. I'm pretty sure there'll be one or more cards, given the way he's... I might be wrong here. The way he's sort of posturing there. The linesman still on this, from our near side, still right in amongst things. The referee, I think, no. That's it. He's decided that's enough. Shows what I know. And it's going to be a free kick to Guiseley then, on the right-hand side. John Connolly, the only player booked out of all of that. And Guiseley have 4 or 5 players on the edge of the 18-yard box to aim for. Jake Lawler's up, Adam Boyes is up. And also Adam Lockwood. This ball to be delivered in. Lockwood, who was infuriated by what went on. The ball played into the box up towards the back post where Jake Lawler can't win that header. And Tom Craddock goes to win the ball back. And he bundles the opponent over. And there's a free kick in right-back position for Burscough.
Yeah, free kick in the end, played in just a little bit too much height. Craddock always stretching to get to it. And then the foul on the defender afterwards, it was largely just Craddock trying to retain possession, clattering into the defender. It's all a bit... it's a bit of nonsense, really.
Well, it's professionalism, that, isn't it? To concede the foul in the right area of the pitch. Guys, they get the ball as the long one poked forward by Burscough runs through to Dan Atkinson. And Dan Atkinson spent a season on the bench here so far, but having a start this afternoon, his second of the season. Gives the ball to Gavin Rothery on this left-hand side, up against 2. Plays it out here to Tom Craddock, who plays the ball forward now, and Danny Lowe is on that left flank. Rothery gets the ball back off him, tries to cut infield now and chips the ball towards the back post. Burscough defend that one, but it's picked up on the edge of the D by Boyes. Boyes out to the right-hand side. Adam Smith looking to get the cross in. He's doubled up on, but still manages to get the ball into the 6-yard box and headed away well by Brown. Now chance for the counter-attack from Burscough. This game hangs on a fairly tenuous 1-goal lead for Guiseley at the moment, and Burscough making some headway down this left-hand side here with Connolly, who was booked a few moments ago after a bit of a fracas, and now this time has either been worded a free kick or the ball has gone out of play for a Burscough throw. I think it's gone out of play for a throw. Referee allowing Burscough to take this one from the edge of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side as they attack. The ball into the feet of Monaghan, who's managed to get the ball across, but it doesn't go out of play, and it rolls all the way through to Dan Atkinson, does it? Or has it gone out? And it has indeed gone out, and I think it's a goal kick. It's hard to tell. It is a goal kick.
Well, it did look from where we were standing like if it was going to go out, it would have been a corner, but there you go. Referee's closer than us.
Fans away to our right who were behind the goal were protesting that it was a corner. Guiseley now win the ball here with Gavin Rothery. He's caught late. And there's going to be another yellow card. This time it's Billy Smart who'll go into the book. Gavin Rothery had got away from him, and Smart lunged, caught him, and the referee straight across. And again, players crowding around each other.
It's just getting a little bit out of hand here. There's players crowding around Billy Smart there as he received his yellow card. A lot of to and fro-in, pushing. Yes, come on now.
Gavin Rothery, I think he'll be okay. He's just going to get a little bit of attention here.
That was a challenge at pace. It was one of those that definitely looks worse than it is, because Rothery was about to set off on a run, but
it's fairly cynical.
Well, yeah, it was. He's just clipped him.
Still, Guiseley lead by this goal to nil. Now have a free kick to the left of the centre circle, about level with the edge of it. Norburn and Danny Lowe. Rothery sort of hobbling off. Looks a little bit awkward, but often does, doesn't he, when he's had a knock. Hard to tell if that's serious or not just at the moment. Norburn and Lowe stand over this free kick. Now if Norburn was to do one of his trademark strikes from distance, this would be pretty spectacular, but I don't think he will. He's got 4 or 5 on the edge of the 18-yard box, and he plays it out towards the right-hand side where it's defended well. Jake Lawler was the intended target. They've knocked it behind, though, for a corner. And Gavin Rothery jogs back on, not looking too much in pain from his foul that he was received from the Burscough midfielder, Billy Smart, who's now the 3rd man in the book for the home side. As you take the corner from this right flank in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Lockwood and Lawler both in there. Neither can quite apply a touch goal bound. It's cleared, only as far as Norburn, who's on the left flank at the moment, as is Craddock. Craddock and Norburn combine. And it's played out towards Gavin Rothery, who's hugging the touchline and being pressed by Monaghan. Norburn into the feet of Hatfield. Hatfield is then bundled over, and Hatfield's fuming. But Paul Williams is the man who was the perpetrator on that occasion. He's already been booked, but I don't think there really was a booking in that foul. But there's certainly a foul and there's certainly a free kick. And again, it's taken quickly. Norburn, who wanted to shape up, I think, to keep the ball ticking over. But the referee says, no, I wasn't ready.
They've clearly been told to get closer to Guiseley in this second half. And the upshot of that is they are conceding a few more free kicks here.
Bit more physical game. It's certainly a more physical game than it was in the first half. Norburn sprays it from the free kick like before to the right-hand side. Smith collects on the angle of the penalty area, crosses it in towards the back post, headed on by Tom Craddock, takes it off the bounce off the back of the Burscough player, and then Gavin Rothery's effort tamely wide.
Yeah, Rothery had to get a wiggle on to get there. It was almost near the penalty spot. He's hitting it sort of on the half turn as well, so he doesn't make the connection that he wanted to make for it. And just scuffs the shot wide. But it's good that Guiseley are still creating these chances.
61 minutes gone. And Guiseley still leading by a goal to nil. Burscough on the counter-attack now. Moving forward. Hatfield busying himself and winning the ball back. Gets up to the halfway line. Kamotsi plays it back to the goalkeeper. Boyce chases down. It bounces off Boyce from the goalkeeper's clearance. And it doesn't fall kindly for the Lions. Burscough clear. Get it up to Noon. Noon tries a little dink towards Will Jones, but Guiseley win possession back here. A lot of work for Smith to do inside his own half. Noon closing down Lawler. Lawler gets a long one forward that finds the head of Craddock. It was a good nod down from Craddock to find Boys, and now Lowe on this left flank. 2 ahead of them, and there's a tussle off the ball between Smart and Rothery. Rothery gets the ball back on inside the penalty area. He's tackled, and a goal kick is given. Rothery appeals for a free kick. It must have come back off Gavin Rothery at the last. Appeals half-heartedly for a penalty, but in the end it's a goal kick.
I think Rothery's coming together with a defender there took enough attention away from Danny Lowe and allowed him to play that ball into the box in the first place.
It's definitely a live cup tie, this one. Good game so far. Guiseley still leading by that goal to nil. But Burscough on the attack on this left-hand side with Noon. Up against Jake Lawler at the moment. Lawler gets beaten and they keep on going. Referee gives a free kick. I'm not quite sure what that one was for, but a Guiseley free kick is a bit of a relief because Burscough had plenty of bodies moving down that left channel. No complaint this time against the referee. I'd be surprised if we were planning to see some changes. Not sure. It looks like it's in the home dugout, doesn't it? That there's the.
Looks like a change for the home dugout, but the Guiseley fans behind the Burscough goal also chanting "Dicko, Dicko" as he goes and warms up.
Reminder: Liam Dickinson, Nicky Boschel, Danny Hall, and Danny Boschel on the bench today. Smith on the ball at the moment for Guiseley. Back to Toulson. Toulson blasts the ball straight into Smith and gets the ball back somehow. And it falls kindly again for the Lions. Gavin Rothery on the edge of the D takes a shot, deflected away. Burscough holding firm. Smith out to the right flank. Norburn out to Smith here. Smith cuts in field, chips the ball up towards the back post. Boys is underneath it. Goalkeeper claims well. And Hare lofts the ball forward towards Will Jones. Good defensive work from Danny Lowe to head the ball clear, but Burscough win the second phase again and now are attacking down this right-hand side. Good one here to Will Jones. Jones up against Lockwood, gets the ball into the box. Jake Lawler in the right place to tidy things up. On a 1-2 between he and Adam Lockwood. And Guiseley managed to get the ball up towards the edge of the centre circle. But Burscough still press. It's with Ryan onto the right-hand side. Kamotzi plays it forward into open space and comfortable for Dan Atkinson to claim. With 64 minutes gone. Atkinson out to the right-hand side. And Toulson over to the halfway line now. On his feet, gives it to Smith. He's looking to play another ball in towards that penalty area. Norburn into the feet now of Smith. Norburn again over the top towards Boys. Takes a deflection off the fullback and runs kindly here for Kamotzi. He can come away with it. Runs down this right flank and cuts to the halfway line. Shepherded and shadowed by Craddock. Well intercepted from Danny Lowe. Takes a deflection off Kamotzi and it'll be a Guiseley throw. And there will be that first substitute of the afternoon. And there's some applause as Burscough bring on Liam Caddick for Carl Noon. I thought Carl Noon had a good game, actually. I thought he's been a real threat. So we'll see what Liam Caddick offers. First change of the afternoon made by the home side. Throw in now for Guiseley on this halfway line. A few other goals that have been going on. Solihull have got their equaliser. Grimsby have got an equaliser against Solihull, one each there. And Eastbourne, who were 3-0 up against Hemel Hempstead, now 3-3 in that game. Boreham Wood 1, Woking 1 at the moment. Jake Lawler on the ball for Guiseley at the back as he has to defend to keep it away from the substitute, Liam Caddick. And now Smith down that right-hand side. Smith has 3 to aim for in the box. They're all crowded around the edge of the D at the moment. He does well, gets it out here to Toulson. The ball played into the box is a loose one, and Guiseley can't capitalise as Burscough just stab it away from Boys, and now it's picked up by Norburn. Norburn tries to lay it into the feet of Craddock, who in turn tries to find the width of Rothery, but it's defended again and out for a Guiseley throw.
Just a ball played into the box at pace there, and it just wouldn't land for any of the yellow shirts in that box. Another good opportunity. Guiseley are going to have to create a shot from one of these chances come soon.
The ball thrown down that left-hand side now for a Guiseley throw again. Trying to work it down that line. This time it's taken in field by Lowe. Now finds Gavin Rothery towards the angle of the penalty area on the left-hand side. Cuts across the face of goal. Plays it out here to Hatfield, who keeps it ticking over, gives it to Smith. Smith on the right-hand side again. Well held up by Connolly. He's given a lot of attention to is Smith, who's forced backwards and doesn't give over the ball. Does deliver a good ball in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. The layoff there from Boys was not able to find Hatfield, intercepted by Burscough, but it was a good move from Guiseley.
Smith does well there to hold on to possession, bring it out, then plays a ball in at pace, and Boys' layoff again, just a little bit short, just hanging up on the pitch. A bit here, and now Burscough can bring it away.
Tilbury 0, Welling 4, and Havant and Waterlooville 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. It's quite a thing. Stourbridge 1-1 now against Kidderminster. Kidderminster had taken the lead in that game, but Stourbridge had equalised. Boreham Wood 1-1 now. As we have another substitute. And it's another Burscough substitute. Matty Devine coming on to replace John Connolly. John Connolly, who was booked in the second half. So Matty Devine on in his place now. Burscough now with the ball. Play the free kick in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Picked up here by Smart. Smart's cross blocks off Danny Lowe and out. And it'll be a corner for the home side. Danny Lowe protests that the last touch wasn't on him. Referee not interested in that. And the corner will come in from this right-hand side. Burscough getting bodies into the box. The set piece, a good chance for them to get back on level terms. As we approach 70 minutes gone in this game, the corner taken in, and then it's well intercepted by Norburn. He's taken a clip from Kamotsi, and it's a free kick to Guiseley.
Burscough just putting in a low corner there into the corner of the penalty area. It's well intercepted by Danny Lowe, and Burscough striker just catching Danny Lowe on the edge of the box there. It was a missed opportunity there for Burscough, but they've brought a couple of fresh legs on. This pitch isn't going to get any lighter. It's going to get very heavy towards the end, and that might make some headway for them.
I suppose we should give a quick shout out to AD, who was under the knife this week. Hope you're feeling better, AD. Stop lying around, get back on it. Guiseley now on the ball. Have a throw just inside the Burscough half. And they wait to see who's joining them at the moment. It's Daniel Lowe finally gets the ball into the feet of Gavin Rothery. From the throw, plays it down that left channel. Lowe flicks it up towards Boys. And it rolls out of play for a goal kick. Still 1-0, and still Tom Craddock, the goal scorer, as the only goal of this game as we enter the last 20 minutes. And Burscough have made a couple of changes. Still feel that they can get back in this match. Certainly they can. The long ball forward that time, though, towards the substitute Liam Caddick, headed out by Adam Lockwood. Billy Smart turns on the ball, can't get any headway, but does earn his side a throw. Headed away by Hatfield before the home side pick it up again. This time Williams. His ball forward deflects back off a yellow shirt, but still Burscough in possession. Matty Devine down the left flank now towards the corner flag. Beats his man. Gets towards the goal line, takes a deflection, and it's behind off Will Hatfield for a Burscough corner again, this time from the left-hand side. Beginning to press now, aren't they?
Devine doing well, and Burscough starting to move forward a bit and starting to just create these little opportunities for themselves, getting themselves corners, getting themselves free kick. Guiseley need to clear this now.
Corner from the left-hand side. There's 4-5 players inside the 6-yard box for Burscough to aim for as they play this in from the left flank. It goes into the box, headed on there by Brown inside the penalty area. Ball falls loose inside the penalty area, and eventually Guiseley hoof it clear, but still everybody in the Guiseley half at the moment as Burscough press for this equalising goal. They have the ball now with Williams to the left-hand side. Quirk picked up again by Matty Devine. Devine Nodding on, and a chance for another cross into the box here. It's a good one up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's flicked away from Will Jones, but still with Burscough inside the box now. Monaghan turns 2 players, goes down. Referee gives the penalty. A very weak penalty, I have to say, but Guiseley have conceded the penalty. Monaghan goes down, and referee Wayne Barrett points to the spot, and Burscough have the chance to equalise from the spot with 18 minutes to go.
Mark Bowers just called Gavin Rothery over to the wings, over to the bench, and whispered something in his ear, whether Gavin Rothery's going to go and tell Dan Atkinson something. And he does. Obviously, the Guiseley bench have some knowledge.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
We'll see if it's worth anything.
So it's a Burscough penalty. Guiseley, after 77 minutes, 70, well, hang on, what have we got here? Yeah, 73 minutes of this game. Have to defend a penalty. The penalty is blasted into the back of the net by Monaghan. Atkinson's beaten. Mark Bowers' words don't help. And Guiseley, after leading for a long spell in this game, are now pegged back to 1-1. Michael Monaghan scoring the equalising goal from the penalty spot.
Well, there's a bit of a soft penalty to give away. He's just tried to get in between 2 defenders. They've left the leg in. There's no question it's a penalty. But frustration again for Guiseley that we've been on top, that we've had the chances, that we just haven't been able to put this game to bed. We should have had this game put to bed after an hour, and it's not happened. And again, Burscough, they've just emboldened. They've got a few more fresh legs on the pitch, and now they're back. They're right back in this game.
Danny Lowe plays the ball forward as Guiseley look to get back in front. Norburn inside the centre circle, plays to the right-hand side. Home fans certainly lifted by that equalising goal. Here with Toulson. Toulson's cross up towards the edge of the D, flicked on by Boys, but his header straight into the turf. And the ball's been won now by Will Jones, and he plays it forward up towards the substitute Caddick. It's cleared by Guiseley, and Will Hatfield wins the ball in the middle of the park. Smith and Hatfield combine really well, actually, to keep the ball moving. Hatfield and Smith, though, unable to make any headway, so it has to go back to Toulson as Burscough press onto this Guiseley side. But had the lead after 20 minutes, but now have been pulled back to 1 each. Gavin Rothery now on the ball, having a run at the Burscough defence, plays it to the left-hand side here, picked up by Lowe. Lowe crosses towards the back post. It evades his men. It's bounced on towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Guiseley can't get the ball down and get a shot away. Burscough will defend this one, only as far as Danny Lowe, though, who's again on the left-hand side, a chance to cross. Guiseley have 4 in the box to aim for. He plays it short instead to Gavin Rothery, who's closed down. Rothery's pulled back by Monaghan, who protests that was a weak decision. Should have seen the penalty. And it's played out left here to Danny Lowe. Lowe plays the ball forward up towards Rothery, but Burscough again intercept. And again, the ball away. Lockwood heads the ball down to Burscough, and they pick it up here with Caddick. Caddick tries to play a long one, but he's blocked by Danny Lowe. And throw in for the home side. Tranmere 1, Wrexham 4 now in the FA Trophy. And East Thurrock 1, Maidenhead 3. 1-1 here. 14 minutes to go. Nodded on by Danny Lowe. Monaghan picks it up, though, for the home side. Burscough pressing now. A ball into the box, and it's found a chance here for Williams to charge through and in on a goal. It was Quirk, actually. Quirk's shot well saved by Dan Atkinson, though, who spread his body out wide, and Quirk just managed to find a whole host of space in the middle of the Guiseley's defence. And in the end, couldn't apply the finish. Well saved, though, by Dan Atkinson with his feet. Just as it looked like Burscough would get their noses in front in this trophy tie.
Well, Quirk just blitzed through that Guiseley defence like they weren't even there. Atkinson comes out well, makes himself big, saves it with his legs, and it unfortunately runs just behind the oncoming Burscough striker, and Guiseley have got away with one there.
Norburn now on the ball for Guiseley. Out to the right-hand side. Smith crosses in towards the penalty spot, headed away. Picked up now by Danny Lowe on the left-hand side. He crosses towards the back post again. Boys nods it back in towards Craddock, but this time the home side again clear. here with Toulson on the halfway line. Toulson lofts it long in towards the box, doesn't get past the first man. Williams manages to get picked up now by Norburn. Norburn goes down. Nothing given. The ball back into the box though again by Guiseley as Smith crosses. Again, Burscough clear. It's kind of like cross, defend, repeat. And now Monaghan on the counter-attack. Plays it to the right-hand side. Will Jones threads it through well. Monaghan towards the edge of the 18-yard box into the penalty area. Great tackle from Jake Lawler. Monaghan appeals. And it's a corner kick. Or Guiseley given a corner kick. Yeah, he's given the corner kick. Will Jones appeals the referee for a penalty. There's not a chance, was there?
No, it was an excellent challenge to Jake Lawler. What it was a stretching challenge. So if you look at it from any other angle than straight on, it's going to look a bit like a penalty. But no, it was an excellently timed challenge for Jake Lawler, but one that he really had to make as well.
12 minutes to go. One each here. Burscough now with the corner on the right-hand side. Guiseley entrenched in the box at the moment. The corner comes short, actually, and then is played back here to Williams, who crosses into the box towards the back post. It's a rather poor ball, actually, and Guiseley clear, but they don't clear well. They give it straight to Brown. And the ball delivered back in towards the penalty spot, headed up in the air by Lowe. Lowe's clearance nodded on by Devine into the box. Guiseley can't get away with it. And again, an opportunity falls for Burscough. Billy Smart this time had the chance to stab the ball goal-bound, but it was skewed wide by the Burscough midfielder. And Guiseley finally make their change. And it's Nicky Boschel who will come on. He will replace Adam Smith. And perhaps Nicky Boschel can bring the fresh legs that the Lions need into this last, 10 minutes or so have we got here? Yeah, 10 minutes of this game. Otherwise, it's back to Nethermore on a Tuesday night. And the clearance from Atkinson up in the air, nodded on this time by Craddock. The ball cleared. Kamotzi plays it upfield, picked up now by Toulson. Toulson looks ahead of him, gives it square to Lawler. Lawler skips past Jones, and then Guiseley have been dispossessed just at the crucial time. Ryan Toulson steps across to take the ball off Caddick, who seemed to have a chance to run at goal, but Ryan Toulson responded very well after Jake Lawler was caught out in possession, and Dan Atkinson hits touch with his clearance, and Burscough again in possession. The home side really feeling the wind in their sails, and the level of the game actually currently in their favour. And Williams chips the ball forward up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, flaked on as Devine, of the two substitutes playing up front, bring real zip and verve into this Burscough side at the moment. Monaghan, who tries to go down to the goal line to get the cross, takes a good blocking challenge from Danny Lowe to prevent the cross and prevent it going out. And then Tom Craddock is fouled and wins the free kick for Guiseley, just inside their own half. And that relieves the pressure somewhat. But at the moment, the story is all about Burscough looking for that winner. The tie they feel has to be won here. Guiseley get the ball up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and Tom Craddock wins possession, goes down towards the byline and keeps it in play, gives it to Gavin Rothery on the left-hand side. Again, can't get the cross in. Craddock gives it to Danny Lowe. He's found a little bit of space. Can he cross? He can, towards the back post again. It's just beyond Adam Boyes, and once again the ball's into the box, just not finding their targets. Guiseley win the second phase again with Toulson, plays it into the box, and then there's a flag, an offside flag against Hatfield, and much frustration again from the Guiseley fans behind that goal away to our left.
Well, that was one of the brightest spots of the last 10 minutes, wasn't it? That nice little move from Craddock and Rothery down the left-hand side, but the cross just a little bit too high, a little bit too far over to the far post. The crossing's not been really on it today. But
the clearance is made up towards the halfway line. Adam Boyes can't win it, but Guiseley do get the ball, but dispossessed anyway. And it's cleared out towards the halfway line, and in the end played back to the goalkeeper. Blasts it clear and hits touch, and it's out for a Guiseley throw in right back position. Cheltenham now 3-1 up against Chelmsford. Barrow are leading at Sutton Coldfield. Eastbourne 4, Hemel Hempstead 4. Eastbourne were 3-0 up. Hemel Hempstead were 4-3 up. Now it's 4-4. It's an incredible game there. One each here. Gavin Rothery now on the ball for Guiseley. Finds a bit of space with Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe drills it in towards the low bottom right-hand corner, and the goalkeeper spills it. It squirms through his arms, and Guiseley have a second. And it was untidy to say the least. Danny Lowe's low, hard-drilled shot. The goalkeeper should have had it covered. I'm sure Calvin Hare will be disappointed with himself. It squirms between his arms and into the back of the net, and it's now Burscough 1, Guiseley 2.
Well, we've been saying this afternoon that the surface hasn't been exactly smooth. I think it's worked in our favour in that case. It was well worked across the penalty area. Danny Lowe just was allowed time to take his balance, take a touch, take a left-footed shot, keeper at full stretch. I think it's bobbled and it's just deceived him, and it's gone into the bottom corner, and a sigh of relief from all involved in Guiseley.
Well, that's hard, isn't it, on Burscough, because they battled so hard to get back into this game. They got themselves back on level terms, and actually, for spells, you're just thinking, hang on, there is a real chance here they might just nick this, but Danny Lowe, that long ranger, on the surface.
You say for the last 10 minutes or so, there's only really been one team looking likely to score, and it's not been the guys in yellow.
Ball's cleared. Back into the Burscough half. Maybe there can be another sting in the tail. We've just had another substitute from the Lions as Liam Dickinson comes on for Adam Boys. As the celebrations were being made, Guiseley made the second substitute. But they've now conceded a corner. Ryan Toulson just blocking across from that left-hand side, and it's gone behind. And Burscough now can get bodies forward. I'm sure they'll commit men now as they look to get back onto level terms for a second time in this game. Guiseley now leading 2-1. Danny Lowe scoring a few moments ago. And now looking to defend this one, the Lions, because Burscough have the corner. It whips in. Actually, it's skewed in the air and gone behind for a goal kick. And then one of the fans behind the goal there, I think trying to control it, has actually kicked it over the wall.
I think he's blown his chance of a contract there. He was trying to control it. He played the most perfect side foot volley into the side of the Guiseley supporters coach.
Match of the day has to be this game between Eastbourne and Hemel Hempstead. Now 5-4 to Eastbourne. 2-1 to Guiseley here at Burscough. Danny Lowe and Tom Craddock. Final substitution now for Burscough, as they bring on John Conway for the fullback Phil Quirk, who had a real chance to put his side 2-1 up with a great run. The substitute was, Phil Quirk was denied by a great save from Dan Atkinson. Guiseley have just conceded a free kick on the halfway line. Burscough now will commit men forward once again as they press the Lions. A great performance from the home side in this second period. They've really stretched Guiseley. Can the Lions hold out for the last 5 minutes here, having got their noses back in front? This one played in from Williams up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Lockwood. Chipped back into the area, headed away by Hatfield. And again, green shirts win possession of the ball. Kamotzi plays it to the right-hand side. It's picked up by the substitute, Conway. Under pressure, 2 or 3 players around him. Guiseley win possession back with Craddock. Gives it to Nicky Boschel. Boschel sprays the ball to the right-hand side, held up by Liam Dickinson on the halfway line. Guiseley can get some bodies forward now. It's played by Dickinson to Toulson, who's made a good run from the right-back position. Plays the ball into the box. It's just beyond Nicky Boschel, held by Calvin Hare and cleared by the goalkeeper upfield as he looks to find one of those 2 substitute strikers, and one takes it down well. It was actually Will Jones who controlled it. The ball bouncing and ricocheting off players and eventually finding its way back to Dan Atkinson. But his clearance, again, doesn't find a yellow shirt. Burscough in possession of the ball. Williams to the left-hand side to Conway. To Devine, rather. Devine down that left flank is hoping that the ball would be won by Caddick. And in the end, Guiseley have conceded a corner because Caddick managed to get enough on the ball to take a deflection off Toulson, and it's gone behind for a corner, a rather poor corner for the Lions to concede.
Yeah, disappointing to concede from that position. No real need to concede the corner there as well. But the last one swerved over the byline.
Everybody's forward now for Burscough, just about. This one whipped into the box, a really crowded box, headed in by Will Jones. A cheap corner to concede. This time Will Jones leaps above the defence, and with 3 minutes to go, Burscough have the equaliser. And Guiseley again have been pegged back. Burscough 2, Guiseley 2.
We can't say it's not deserved, Burscough, for their second half performance. They've pressed and they've created chances, but from a corner we shouldn't even have conceded. It's disappointing, but it was a well played in. It was at a good height. Striker gets up and just controlled header right into the bottom corner. From Burscough's point of view, a really satisfying equaliser, but Guiseley have it all to do again.
Infuriating, isn't it? But well worked from Burscough, that corner. Great leap from Will Jones. 2-2. The ball played forward this time up towards Dickinson. Dickinson gets the ball back on his back, but it controls it well into the penalty area. His second touch lets him down. Gets the ball into the box. Picked up again by Guiseley. A claim for a penalty for a foul on Hatfield. Nothing given. Picked up again this time. This time a free kick's given against Guiseley on the edge of the D. And there's a bit of frustration from the visitors. And was it Hatfield in the box there?
All of it scrappy there. Dickinson just cuts inside into the... Hatfield, Liam Dickinson, he's everywhere. Hatfield into the box and just clatters into the goalkeeper, and that's why Guiseley were claiming for a foul there, and then it just breaks to the edge of the box, and then another coming together, and that's a Burscough free kick.
A minute to go with 2-2. This tie finely balanced again. Burscough looking to get the winner as they press again, coming down into the Guiseley half with Smart. Smart wins the ball back, gets it on the edge of the 18-yard box, fires it towards a goal, and it just flashes past the upright. Billy Smart thought he'd won the game for the home side there for a moment after he won the ball back. Got towards the edge of the D, flighted a well-aimed goal shot, but it just went past the upright in the end. It was hard. It would have been under the crossbar, but it just wasn't on target. And Guiseley have escaped in the last moments of this game.
Hatfield again there, losing the flight of the ball, just disappeared and just ran kindly for Billy Smart, but an excellent shot, just couldn't find the net.
Burscough winning it again. The Lions just second to everything in this last 10 minutes or so. The ball from Kamotsi down this right-hand side, picked up by Monaghan. Monaghan doesn't control. Guiseley do. Danny Lowe with a throw up towards Dickinson. Won again by Burscough, and Monaghan this time adjudged to have turned. Danny Lowe, free kick given to Guiseley. So that's the 90. So there'll be 4 added minutes. If there's no goal in the next 4 minutes, I think it's back to Nethermore, isn't it, Tuesday night? And we try again. Dan Atkinson blasts this one upfield. Can Guiseley just sneak a late winner here? Danny Lowe nods on into the feet of Boschel. Boschel can't control. The ball escapes under his feet, and again Burscough come away with it. Played with Williams to the left-hand side now. They play it down this left flank, and it finds Conway. Conway looks ahead of him, plays it in field towards Devine. Devine goes down. Guiseley win the ball back, no free kick. And now it's up to the halfway line where Liam Dickinson wins the ball. Goes down that right-hand side, gets a little bit of a burst of pace on. He's going to have to do a lot more to beat Brown, though, who steps across, wins the ball, and recovers possession for the home side. But Nicky Boschel intercepts for a moment, wins the ball back now for Guiseley. He's bundled over. Guiseley will win the free kick. Chance for the Lions to get some bodies in the box now at the very death of this game.
Come on, let's get this penalty area packed. Let's get a decent ball in. Let's avoid the replay. Do we want a replay?
I don't know. I like Tuesday night football, don't you? You know. Every crowd and it's all that. But there's 2 minutes yet to go of added time. This ball whipped in towards the box, and again, no Guiseley players on it. Ollie Norburn takes one from distance. This time he clears the stand, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Isn't that the problem? Every time Ollie Norburn gets the ball in that position, you expect him to shoot. He now has to score a 30-yard stunner every time, otherwise it's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Shame.
Right, well, that's 3 of the 2 by me, or 2 of the 2 rather, so the last 2 minutes of added time. 2 each. And I think this is going to take 2 games, isn't it? Guiseley head this one away. It's picked up now by Rothery, actually, and he has a little bit of space down this left-hand side. He's got 4 to aim for, but he'll need to play a good one into the box. He plays it to Danny Lowe. Lowe goes back, gives it to Gavin Rothery. Rothery crosses into the box. There's a tug on Hatfield, and then a well, a rather ambitious effort from Liam Dickinson on the edge of the area. In the end, it's gone over and behind for a goal kick. Perhaps there's one last chance in this game.
Almost certainly. You just hope it falls to a yellow shirt. Dickinson does well there. The ball's at an awkward height for him, so he does well to get the overhead kick, to get any kind of contact on it at all. But
a long one down here, and there's a chase on for Caddick to try and win this one, but he doesn't. Guys, he still don't clear the lines. Monaghan, the ball into the area now for Burscough. The ball crossed the face of goal. Can Guiseley clear? Yes, they can, with Hatfield just getting it away. As the substitutes were lining up, Williams does well to win the ball back for the home side. One last chance perhaps for them to get the ball into the box. It's played long, headed away by Jake Lawler. Gavin Rothery tries to win this one, doesn't follow the flight of the ball, concedes the free kick. And instead, that last chance is going to be Burscough, who can press the bodies into the box. As the home side have the last chance of this game, surely, deep into stoppage time here. 3.5 minutes of the added 4 gone. Williams stands over the free kick. 5 players on the edge of the 18-yard box. Williams looking to float this one over in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Headed on and just behind. I think it was Williams who managed to make the connection. Guiseley very, very close to conceding in the end there. Oh, dear.
He got away, but he was at full stretch there. He didn't make the contact that he wanted to. But so much for that relaxing cup of tea.
Football, eh? The clearance from Atkinson. Norburn wins it. It's going to be a Guiseley throw in the halfway line. Surely that's got to be it. We've had 4 minutes of the added 4. And it's chipped up towards Dickinson, headed away. Guiseley win another throw. Last chance saloon, perhaps, if they can get the ball in the box one last time. It's played on the right-hand side towards Hatfield. Hatfield goes down towards the byline. He won't win it. It's gone behind for what looks like a corner or a free kick. A free kick's been given down that end, and it's a free kick to Burscough. That's got to be it, hasn't it?
I mean, on the course of the 90 minutes, Burscough have played well in this second half, and they deserve the draw, and they deserve to take it back to a replay at Guiseley. But it is frustrating that having gone in front twice, just haven't been able to put it to bed.
Well, that's it. Final whistle goes. Very entertaining FA Trophy tie. Guiseley got the lead with Tom Craddock on 20. Equaliser came from the penalty spot from Michael Monaghan on 73. And after Guiseley got their noses back in front from Danny Lowe on 83, Will Jones grabbed a late equaliser, and it's going to be a replay at Nethermore. Finish here, Burscough 2, Guiseley 2.
And a really entertaining game of football. And from when we arrived and it was raining and we were wondering whether the game was going to be on at all, it's actually been a really entertaining 90 minutes, an end-to-end cup tie. Guiseley had their chances in the first half to put it to bed. They just couldn't make that breakthrough, that second goal before half-time that would have sent us in a lot more comfortable. Burscough came back out. They rallied, they got closer to us in the second half, they closed us down, and they got some joy out of us as well. It was a soft penalty to concede, but they took it well, and then the second equaliser, just a brilliant ball, a good corner in and a well taken header. From Guiseley's perspective, it was a well-worked first goal, slightly on the break. The second goal, Danny Lowe's done well. He's taken a touch. He's arrowed a shot into the corner of the net. Is exactly what he should have done. Just a really entertaining cup time. We go again on Tuesday.
So replay on Tuesday night for these two sides. Guiseley holding on a little bit towards the end there after Burscough had got themselves back on level pegging. With Will Jones's header right at the death. Let's just quickly round up the scores of the games that we've been following today. Charlton 0, Leeds 0, Huddersfield 1, Bristol City 2, Bradford Southend was postponed. In League 2, Bristol Rovers turned around a 1-goal deficit to beat York City 2-1. In the Vanarama National League North, Corby 10 men, reduced to 10 men, beaten 4-0 at home by Stockport. Games were Trinity 3, Hensford 1. In the FA Trophy, Aldershot 0, Eastleigh 1. Aldershot, our destination next Saturday. Altrincham Leamington postponed. Boreham Wood 1, Woking 2, still playing. Bradford Park Avenue and Lincoln, Braintree and Bromley both postponed. Burscough and Guiseley was 2-2 here. Bury Town 1, Dulwich Hamlet 2. Cheltenham 3, Chelmsford 1, Concord Lowestoft postponed. Corinthian Casuals 1, Hungerford 2. Curzon Ashton Nuneaton postponed. East Thurrock 1, Maidenhead 4. Eastbourne 6, Hemel Hempstead 4. It was 3-0, then 4-3 to Hemel Hempstead. and then in the end it's 6-4 to Eastbourne. Files, Skelmersdale, Gateshead, Stocksbridge, both postponed. Grimsby 1, Solihull Moors 1, so Grimsby and Solihull will go again also on Tuesday night. Halifax, Tamworth postponed. Havant and Waterlooville 2, Forest Green 0. Full-time result there. Havant and Waterlooville knock out Forest Green Rovers. Frustrating for Ashton United. Their game against Macclesfield was abandoned at half-time, with Ashton United leading 2-0. Maidstone 0, Bognor 1, Nantwich 2, Matlock 0, Oxford City 3, Ebbsfleet 1, Southport Worcester postponed. Stourbridge 2, Kidderminster 1. So Stourbridge have knocked out Kidderminster of the Vanarama National. Sutton Coldfield 0, Barrow 1, Telford 0, Chester 2, Tilbury 3, Welling 4. Something going on there. That game's still going. Welling were 4-0 up in that game. Tilbury 3, Welling 4 at the moment. Heck of a recovery. No recovery for Tranmere. They've losing 4-2 now at home to Wrexham. Truro 2, Cirencester 1. The final two games that we're waiting on. Western Wealdstone was postponed. Whitehawk Dover result not yet in. So that wraps up all of the games we've been following. Wraps up a bit of a chilly afternoon. We didn't think we were going to get a game today, so all's good. We have to go again Tuesday anyway, though. This time it'll be at Nethermore, and this time the tie will be settled on the night. It's finished here. Burscough 2, Guiseley 2. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you again on Tuesday. Yeah.
When hell freezes over, is that it? Oh dear.
Again?